All right, all right, all right. Hello, all you Keyforgers. This is Brobnar89. You're watching Cull the Weak. And we're going to crack some Dark Tidings. Check it out. I got a display. One of many, actually, but I'm only going to go through one tonight. Let's make some groundbreaking discoveries. Let's dive deep. All those nautical-related puns. Let's do all that stuff. I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker than a normal deck opening. Try to keep it around maybe like 7 minutes per deck, but that's going to be hard to do because I am just so stoked about these decks. We'll see if I can do it. I'm going to try to only read the new cards. So if you are not familiar with the older cards, I apologize. That's what we're going to try to do here. So let's see how it goes. Oh, need to reset my camera here. Tell it to make that connection. Uh-oh. One second. Let me get my camera to reconnect to OBS here. There we go. There it is. There's the deck. All right. Let's pop it open and see what we got for the first one. The Yardbird of the Good-Natured Fort. Okay, the Yardbird of the Good-Natured Fort. I love it. We got Sanctum, Saurians, and Shadows. Sanctum and Saurians are a good friendly pair. Capture Amber with Sanctum. Use it with Saurians with Imperial Forge. And some of the other berry riches, maybe. Some of the other great little ways to use those ambers on your creatures. Let's get into it. All right, starting off with a Lady Lorena. 6 power, 3 armor taunt. We know Lady Lorena from Mass Mutation. I didn't know it was in this set. It is a rare. So gonna give some lots of taunting. Hope for some creatures to protect with it. A second one. Wow, this one got a capture pip on it. Those are some real big bodies. Really gonna hope we see a lot of creatures that want protection in here. Gorm of Om, excellent. Good artifact control. Bulwark, okay. Another beefy creature. Give those Lorenas even more possibility for fighting down your opponents. A second Bulwark. Okay. General Salvador. Get some amber onto your creatures there. Hopefully that synergizes well with some of our dinos. Hammergram. Play 3, deal 3 damage to a creature and stun it. Excellent. Solid board control we're seeing so far out of Sanctum. Seneschal Sargassa is 6 power, 2 armor. After a player raises the tide, a creature they control captures 2 from their opponent. Solid. Hey, Rick. Hello. Good evening. Good to see you. Solid control of Amber here. Of course, your opponent is also going to be able to take advantage of that. So, something interesting. Shifting Battle Line has got an Amber pip on it. It is an action. It says play move a friendly creature anywhere in your battle line. That creature captures 1. That's going to work out neat with your Lorenas. Get some high-value creatures next to Lorena. Keep them safe. A second Shifting Battle Line. Taxing Journey. A friendly creature captures 1. Each of its neighbors that shares a house with it also capture 1. Okay, so lots of capture mechanic in here. A second Taxing Journey. Wow, lots of doubles in here. Okay. And we are on to our dinos. Speaking of capturing, here is Crassosaurus. This is a rare from Mass Mutation is where we first saw it. Just in case you don't know, this one's pretty weird. So it's 4 power, 2 armor, elusive, play, capture 10 from any combination of players. Then if Crassosaurus has fewer than 10 amber on it, purge Crassosaurus. Okay, so you might need to put some of your own amber on here. Hopefully we've got some way to make that work to your advantage. We'll see what might be possible. I mean, Lorenas are good, but you're going to need to worry about taunt or bounce or something that's going to be able to take care of it. Beastari Urso is 5 power, 1 armor, play, reap. You may unstun a creature. Pretty neat. Oh, I don't think I've seen this one. 5 power, Fiscus Felix, Dinosaur Philosopher. Play/fight. If the tide is high, you may exalt a creature. Okay. Interesting. I hope we have some way that helps us. Sensor Philo, 5 power. Sensor Philo may not be dealt damage by creatures with amber on them. He's a dinosaur politician. Yeah, this is neat if you're fighting other dinos. Consul Primus, 3. We know Consul Primus. He's able to move amber on creatures to other creatures. So that works really well with all of our capturing. Going to be able to move that amber onto your opponents and take advantage of it being there. Faust the Great. So this is definitely a good way to use take advantage of all the amber on your creatures. Increase your opponent's key cost with lots and lots of capturing. Okay, so here we are. Medicus Lacus, 5 power dinosaur philosopher. While the tide is high, you may spend amber on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. So that's definitely a way we can use all that amber. Of course, your opponent's always going to be able to take the chains and stop you from using this unless we have something in here like an Imperial Forge. Hopefully, if we can double dip with the Imperial Forge Lacus combo in this deck, that's going to be really, really strong with all the capturing we have here. Ostracize. Play, lose 1. If you do, purge a creature. Really strong. Reach Advantage, even more capturing. Reach Advantage has an Amber Pip. It's an action. Play if the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. Great. Undegnathus, 12 power. While the tide is high, Undegnathus deals no damage when fighting. A second Undegnathus. Okay, so really great spot for you to put some of that captured amber. Really powerful creature. Venator Altum, 7 power, 2 armor. After Venator Altum is dealt damage, if the tide is high, exalt Venator Altum. Interesting card. Not sure what to make of it. We'll have to see how it works out here. Okay, so no key cheat, no Imperial Forge in here, which is unfortunate. But we do have the Lacus, so hopefully we'll be able to make some shenanigans happen. At least force your opponent to take chains when they don't want to. All right, on to Shadows. Early Birds has got 2 Amber Pips on it. It's an alpha. Play ready each Shadows card. That's pretty neat. Borrow has got an Amber Pip on it. It's play, take control of an enemy artifact. While it's under your control, it belongs to house. Hand Cannon is an upgrade. This creature gains skirmish and fight. Move 1 amber from the creature this creature fights to your pool. Has a creature with amber on it. You can slowly get rid of it, or quickly, I guess, depending on how big the creature is, and get the amber off of that creature. Ransack. Excellent. Ransack with a capture pip on it might be a little bit of a anti-synergy here. Obviously, Ransack going to give you some stealing and discard your cards and hopefully get more stealing. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. You don't want to be in a situation where you capture their amber and then you have nothing to steal. So, a second Ransack. Okay. Safe or sorry. Got a capture pip on it. Choose 1. Archive any number of friendly creatures from play, or choose a creature. Deal 1 damage to it for each amber your opponent has. Hopefully we've got some urchins. That would be nice. Cement Shoes. It's got an Amber Pip. It's an action. Play. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Really strong. Francis the Economist. That is going to help out with that ransack issue I was mentioning. Francis, is a skirmisher who gives your opponent amber, or gives both players amber when he fights. So yeah, that's going to help out if your opponent is low on amber that you want to steal. Hard Simpson. Okay, so Hard Simpson is a 4-power elf thief. It's elusive. Hard Simpson is, after Hard Simpson is dealt damage, steal 1. If the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead. Not a lot of ways so far to hurt Hard Simpson in our own deck. Hopefully we've got some pings in here, maybe like a Seeker Needle or something. Hobnobber is a 3-power creature. It's got an action. If your opponent has 6 or more, steal 2. Again, that synergizes nicely with the Francis. Get your opponent up to 6 so you can steal them down to 4. Okay, Mug is pretty good with the Hard Simpson. It gets you could theoretically capture with it with like the Ransack Pip, and then Mug, get that amber and steal and do 2 damage to Simpson, which is gonna mean your opponent can only potentially get 1 amber off of the Simpson there. Last card in the deck is Shoulder Id. Even more taunt. Keep that Hard Simpson safe. Keep maybe Hobnobber safe. What else would be a good target? Faust the Great, obviously. Consul Primus would definitely be good to keep safe. Crassiosaurus, of course, with capturing all that amber onto it. So, yeah, lots of capture in here. Lots of ways to keep boards safe. Amber Generation, let's take a look at pips. 1, 2. We can count these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Fairly high for this set. You're still going to need to do some reaping. Yeah, oh man, you are interesting. The new Brachus is very interesting, but harder to use, Rick. It's definitely harder to use because your opponent can just stop you without a key cheat. So, but it's fine. I like the hard R. That's really good. Let's count some creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. A lot of creatures for this set. So going to be able to do some reaping. I'm fairly confident about this deck. It's got decent amount of steal, lots of capture to slow your opponent down. This could even work. You could like Safe or Sorry, archive some creatures with amber on them, and then Hobnobber to steal that amber back. Borrow even more R in here, and just an excellent card as well. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I would like to archive. Any of the other creatures that would be really good to archive. Not really. So Safe or Sorry is probably going to be more often doing the damage, but that's the great thing about these choice cards, is that it's not a dead card in the deck. Like, I still have the choose a creature, deal 1 damage to it for each amber your opponent has. That's still a pretty good effect. A little bit of tide control in here. We've got the cement shoes. We've got the reach advantage with all the capturing that this deck has. I think reach advantage is usually going to be used to take the tide. Yeah, seems pretty solid. I think I give this one a yard bird of the good-natured front. I would say this one has a pretty good chance of being quite competitive in the Dark Tidings scene. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I've been doing this with my decks because I like to store them kind of standing up. and like flip through them. And when you have the, you know, the new Tide, I like that they turned it this way so all the houses are together. But with the new Archon card, the name is not at the top. So I've been flipping the Tide card around, putting it on the back of the deck. So you see the houses on this side, the Tide card on this side with the name. So you can still flip through your decks the same way and see the names. My little piece of deck storage advice. All right, so Yardbird, pretty good start for the display. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Let's see what we've got next. Ooh, this is so exciting. I get to open so many decks. I am so thrilled. All right. It looks like this this display has the decks on the bottom. I'm just going to show you the houses first because we're already halfway there. Star Alliance, Unfathomable, Shadows. Check out that Archon. That's pretty cool. Get all this trash out of my way here. Too excited for this trash. Empress Grease Fire. Millierson. Empress Grease Fire. Okay. Well, even if this deck is a wash, that name is hilarious. Empress Grease Fire. I love it. All right, Star Alliance, Unfathomable, and Shadows. More Shadows. Okay. Man, this one does not want to open. Big shout out to Julie July for this recommending this tool. It is a life scent. All right. Let's see what we got here in Empress Grease Fire. That's too funny. Okay, Master Plan. That's a lovely start to any deck. Gives you efficiency. Love Master Plan. Classic Coda card. Monty Bank. Okay, this is an interesting one. Oh, got a draw pip on it. This is 1 power Elf Thief. You may exalt Monty Bank up to 2 times. Action, steal 1 for each amber on Monty Bank. So this would have been really nice in the last deck we had, where we had all those capture mechanics. It's really risky to exalt it. I feel like it's so risky. Only 1 power. To just hope that it sticks around long enough. Excuse me, getting a sip at my drink here. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this card in general. If we've got a lot of capture in this deck as well, then that will be great. Old Bruno with a capture pip on it, so there's at least some capture mechanic in here. I wish those were switched. Old Bruno, we know. Some more capture in there. Okay. A second Old Bruno. All right. Lots of capturing again. The Flying Spectre. This one's fun. This is a ship. After your opponent raises the tide, destroy the Flying Spectre. Action, steal 1 if the tide is high. So it gives you incentive to keep the tide low on your side. So hopefully we don't have lots of tide effects in this deck, and we can keep the Flying Spectre around and keep using it. Yeah, Monty Bank doesn't care about the tide, so we'll see. We'll see. Whisper. We know Whisper. It's an action version of the Ostracize, and pretty worthwhile in a lot of cases. Cement Shoes. Okay, there's that tide control. Amber Pip on it. Play, deal 2 damage to creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Gas Pipes Malone, 3 power. Before flight, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fights captures 1 from its own side. A little bit of Amber control in there. Hornswoggle, Amber Pip on it. Action, play, use an enemy artifact as if it were yours. Great. A little bit of soft R in there. Mug, move 1 amber from a creature to your pool, deal 2 damage to that creature. So this works really well with the Old Bruno and with the Monty Bank, because you can get that amber that you capture or that you exalt and put it into your pool, and then just yeah, it's yours. Great. Sea Urchin. 1 power poison. Play capture 1. If the tide is high, steal 1 instead. So a little bit of anti-synergy with our ship, because this needs the tide to be high, but definitely a great card that I'm happy to see. Shoulder Id, amber with an amber pip on it. What do we want to keep safe? Monty Bank, old Bruno, good targets. Okay, we've got a key cheat in here. I like me some key cheats. This has got an amber pip. This is Forging an Alliance. It's an action. Play, forge a key at +7 current cost. Reduced by 1. Each house represented among cards in play. So, a bit of an interesting key cheat. I can't say that I don't think I've ever pulled it off, but we'll see if it's possible in this deck. The Ulfbert device. I really like this. This is a fun card. It's got an amber pip. It's an item. Each player cannot choose the same active house they chose on their previous turn. I love it. Really a fan of that sort of soft lock, and makes for some really tough decision making. Agent 4 power, 1 armor, fight reap, deal 1 damage to a creature. If the tide is high, stun that creature. That's cool. Mutagenesis Researcher. This is a 3 power mutant scientist, and it adds those enhancements to your deck. We know that one. That's from MM. Static Collection Array. Your keys cost -1 while the tide is high and +1 while the tide is low. This does not go very well with the Flying Spectre, because you're going to want to keep... it incentivizes you to keep taking the tide. Is very interesting. It's going to be a discard in a lot of cases, I think. But sometimes you want to play it and force your opponent to take chains. Like if they have more tide control than you, you pitch this. If or more tide advantage, more cards that care about the tide, then I think you keep it. Or more tide advantage, more cards that care about the tide, then I think you keep it. This is Biome Discovery. You got an amber pip action. Play if the tide is high. You may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and discard one of them. Otherwise, raise the tide. That's pretty neat. There's some of that tide control. That's 2 cards, I think, that do tide control. CR Officer Hawkins is deploy, play, gain 1 amber for each of CR Officer Hawkins' non-Star Alliance neighbors. Diplomat Agung is a 2 power creature. Play, fight, reap. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to its other houses. So this could actually work with Forging an Alliance here. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that until right now. But say you have, there's 5 different houses on the board currently. Agung comes in and he says, okay, this creature is Mars. And now we're up to 6, so you get to reduce that key cost by 1 more. Now, the flip side of that is that, you could just use the creature to reap, right? If it's one of your other houses, you could just use it to reap and get an amber that way, so kind of doesn't matter. But if it's like you just have a bunch of exhausted Star Alliance creatures, you could put 1 more out there through Agung. If you don't have anything that's ready that could reap, then you could get an extra advantage there and maybe trigger that key cheat. So we'll see if that comes up. A second Diplomat Agung, this one with a capture pip on it. Cool. All right. I like Diplomat Agung a lot. Let's see if we have some cards that are going to be useful for that. Lieutenant Kirkhar. Get some of that taunting in there. Protect those creatures. Operative Espion. This is really cool. 4 power. Alien. It's a elusive creature, and it has, after a player raises the tide during their turn, they may use a creature they control. That's pretty cool. Yeah, just even more house cheating. And together with the Static Collection Array and the Kichi and the Agung, I feel like you could really make something happen here. You could get your keys cheaper, house cheat, and go ahead and forge an alliance for possibly for fairly cheap. So that's pretty cool. A second one of those. Wow. All right. I hope we have a lot of creatures in our other houses. Unfathomable we haven't seen yet, but Shadows has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A pretty good number. They would mostly just be reaping. Maybe you fight with the gas pipes or something. Okay, on to Unfathomable. Starting off with Cup of Water, Amber Pip on it. Stun each cyborg creature and each robot creature. I don't know if we have any cyborgs or robots. I don't think so. Alien. Looking for that anti-synergy in here. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, I just realized Sea Urchin is an Aquan. That makes sense. Aquan Thief. Thief of the water. I love it. All right. So that's going to be okay in this deck. You know, most of the time this is kind of like, it's an Amber Pip. Cowp. This is a really good card. 2 power creature, Aquan. Your opponent cannot play more than 1 card of each type, action, artifact, creature, or upgrade each turn. It's essentially like an Ember Imp, but with a little bit of a different stipulation. Really good creature to get behind those taunters that we've got. Another one, Curie Guiltspine, 3 power elusive. After an enemy creature reaps, if it does not ready during its controller's next ready card step. So yeah, another creature that's going to slow your opponent down. You want to keep it behind taunt, keep it nice and safe. Brain Drain, love this card. Amber Pip on it, action, play, look at your opponent's hand, choose a card, and put it on top of their deck. Really good way to slow down your opponent, make those turns go a lot slower for them, way less efficient. Bubbles, great. 5 power creature, play, put an enemy creature on top of its owner's deck. Also going to just slow your opponent down there. Slow that roll. Flamegill Enforcer, 6 power, after your opponent raises the tide, enrage Flamegill Enforcer. I'm so mad. Action capture 3. That's a fun card. Guiltspine Netcaster. This is providing some enhancements, some capture enhancements in the deck. Reap, exhaust a creature. That'll be one that'll be good to use on an off turn through Star Alliance. Flamegill Enforcer as well, I think. Either just fighting or getting that extra amber control in there. Hookmaster. Another one that would be good to use with Agong. 4 power, 1 armor. Fight. If the tide is high, your opponent loses 2. Maelstrom. Got a damage pip on this one. That's interesting. Maelstrom is an action. Play. Put each creature on top of its owner's deck in a random order. Gain 2 chains. So it's very situational. We'll have to do a creature count here. I'm thinking that we're a little high on creatures, so this might be tough, but it'll get you out of a bad situation. The damage pip is really interesting. So you could pop a ward on an enemy's creature that will cause them to be shuffled back in. So that could be good. You could also take out one of your 1 power creatures or finish off one of your creatures that's almost dead so that it doesn't go back on top of your deck if you didn't want to draw back into it. Very interesting mechanic there. I like it. Yeah, we'll see how useful this might actually be in the deck. There's a decent bit of capture. Like those old Brunos are not going to synergize well with Maelstrom. A second Maelstrom. I think this is the second deck I've gotten with Maelstrom, and both of them had 2. So that's kind of a little less than great. Photic Raider is 2 power. Play, capture 2. It's got a capture pip on it. All the time, Photic Raider gets +4 power. A little bit of odd synergizing there. And Wicolia is 3 power. Reap, keys cost +2 during your opponent's next turn. So that could actually work for you if you reap with the Wicolia, Maelstrom, put all the amber that you had captured back into your opponent's pool, and then they forge for a higher price. That could be okay. Let's look at some creature count first to kind of gauge if that Maelstrom is going to be really effective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yikes. That's a lot of creatures, especially for Dark Tidings. I do not think we can play Maelstrom most of the time. I think most of the time we are going to have to discard it, and with 2 of them, that really hurts. That really slows us down. Let's look at Amber Pips in here. I don't think there's a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so I've seen worse in Dark Tidings, but it's definitely not great. So. A decent bit of stealing and capturing and stuff, so that's pretty cool. I like the Ulfbert device. Good disruption. I really like the key cheat and the static collection array. Yeah, let's do a quick look at like creature control type stuff, because I think Maelstrom is maybe the only thing that really does it. I mean, Hookmaster is pretty good. Doesn't give you a ton of creature control, but it does incentivize you to fight. This house cheating is really nice, and there's a lot of creatures, so you'll be able to do some house cheating. You'll be able to get some value off of Officer Hawkins here. Not a ton else in terms of creature control. There's some spot removal, some pinging damage, and you can do a little bit of fighting with some of your bigger creatures, but yeah, board control is a bit of a problem, and with Maelstrom is your yikes. So it definitely looks like a fun deck. I like all the house cheating. I like the key cheat. I want to try that out, but I'm a little concerned about how board control is going to pan out here. Amber control looks decent, not spectacular. Alrighty, Empress Greasefire of Millierson. I do really like the name. Gotta give it that. Alright. Get that in the bag there. And on to the next one. It is 7:30, which means I've done 2 of these, each at 15 minutes, which is way longer than I wanted to go. So I'll try to speed up a little bit here. Okay, the name is on this side this time. It seems totally random. Primally Fanged Xylomastero. Okay. Is this the Mars deck? What's the name? All right, we got Dinos, Untamed, and Shadows. Cool. A lot of shadows. All 3 decks so far have shadows. Very interesting. Super hot on the shadows in this set so far. I think there's some really good cards like Sea Urchin. I like the Flying Spectre. I don't know. Hard Simpson is interesting. It needs the right support, I think. I don't know. It's interesting. All right, let's get into it. Okay, Paraguardian. This is a great card. Get that ward in there. One of the few cards in the set that can ward. Hopefully we've got some high value creatures that are going to benefit from that. Pterodactyl, not one of those creatures, but is good to see for board control. I love this card. Trojan Sauropod is an artifact with an Amber Pip on it. It's an item. Trojan Sauropod enters play under your opponent's control. Yes. It reads, Omni, gain 3. Your opponent reveals their hand and puts each creature from it into play. Then play ready, then refills their hand as if it were the draw card step. Destroy Trojan Sauropod. So you're letting your opponent decide when they gain 3, and in exchange, you are playing out creatures from your hand. So it's a very odd card. I'm not sure how great it is. Wipe Clears has got an Amber Pip on it. Its play, deal 1 damage to each creature, destroy each upgrade. Neat. 2 of those. I mean, it just doesn't do very much. Like, there's some decks that have a lot of upgrades where this would be okay. Carpe Venum. Play, exalt 2 enemy creatures. Pretty great. Can't argue with that. A second one of those. Crushing Charge. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. Gain 1 chain. I like this one. I like that. Get that board control in there. Faust the Great. Friendly creature with Amber on it. That's good. Good to see. I don't think this Faust is going to be as good as the first deck we opened here. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, beast, taunt. While attacking Lapiosaurus, enemy creatures gain before fight, exalt this creature. So just a way to kind of get that amber onto your opponent's creatures so that you can, eventually get it later. Okay, another Medicus Lacus deck. 5 power, dinosaur philosopher. While the tide is high, you may spend amber on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. So far, not a lot of capturing and stuff. So, not sure how great it's going to be here. Spoils of Battle. Well, okay, that'll do it. It's got an Amber Pip. Spoils of Battle. A friendly creature captures 1. Each creature with Amber on it captures 1 from its opponent. So that could work out with the Lacus. Still needs some amount of capture, so hopefully we see some more. All right, it's 2 Ember Pips. Alpha, play ready Shadows card. Very good against Unfathomable, where they're exhausting everything. You counter with that, but you can only play it once or twice in a game, and it's not a card worth holding. So Mole, this is fun. This creature gains, your opponent may spend amber on their creature as if it were in their pool. So you play this on your opponent. That's going to work out pretty well with the Carpe Venum. That's pretty neat. But I don't know. A little worried about this deck so far. Hand Cannon is an upgrade. This creature gains skirmish and fight. Move 1 amber from the creature. This creature fights to your pool. Okay, both of these upgrades not synergizing well with the 2 wipe clears. You might have to just discard the wipe clears. Mole is going to do a lot more work for you than wipe clear. Ransack has got just that solid stealing discard. And if you get a Shadows card, you get to steal more. I love it. Great card. Flying Spectre, fun card. Artifact, ship. After your opponent raises the tide, destroy the Flying Spectre. Action, steal 1 if the tide is high. Yeah. Incentivizes you to keep the tide low until you're ready. You raise the tide, you hit it, and then, makes them want to raise the tide, makes them want to take those chains. Cement Shoes, 2 power, deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. It's got an Amber Pip on it, so a little bit of tide control and spot removal. Gas Pipes Malone. This has come up a surprising number of times in my deck so far. Gas Pipes Malone and Hand Cannon. Gas Pipes Malone is 3 power elf thief. Before fight, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fights captures 1 from its own side. So I fight your creature, it gets 1 of your amber onto it. Then Hand Cannon, this creature gains skirmish and fight. Move 1 amber from the creature this creature fights to your pool. So Gas Pipes with Hand Cannon on it basically gets to fight steal 1 every time he fights. So that's pretty cool. Do like that. A second Gas Pipes Malone, so that's going to make it a little easier to get the Hand Cannon on it when it is out. A third Gas Pipes Malone, that's a lot of them. Hornswoggle has got an Amber Pip on it. It's an action. Use an enemy artifact as if it were yours. Okay, so this does give you the possibility to, if you have Hornswoggle in hand, play Trojan Sauropod and then Hornswoggle it on the next turn. So you get to gain that amber because your opponent's not going to be able to use it on the first turn. You've got 1 turn to kind of, you know, set it up there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe that happens. Loot or pillage is an action. Play, choose one, steal one, or a friendly creature captures 3. Shoulder it. Get that taunting in. Another ship, the Mysticky. I don't think I've had this one yet. It's kind of a strange one. It's a beast ship. Action, exhaust one or more friendly untamed creatures. If you do, give the Mysticky 3+1 power counters for each creature exhausted this way and move it anywhere in your battle line as a creature with 0 power and taunt. Yeah, I don't know how good this card is. Maybe it's okay, but like, I don't know. Wouldn't you rather just reap? I kind of feel like I would rather just reap. Beach Day has got an Amber Pip on it. It's an action. Play, return a creature to its owner's hand. If the tide is high, gain 1. Nice, solid utility. Genetic Drift has got an Amber Pip. Play, give a creature 2+1 power counters, then give each creature a +1 power counter, then give each creature with a +1 power counter another +1 power counter. So lots of power counter play here. There's Growth Surge. There's another one. It's the 3-2-1. Starting on a flank power counter edition. So hopefully we have a Mushroom Man. I'm really hoping for a Waste Not here. Mushroom Man, we know from before, gets really starts off really big, gets smaller and smaller. Hey, there it is. Gets smaller and smaller as the game progresses. Waste Not has got an action as an action. It's got an Amber. Play, destroy a friendly creature. Draw cards equal to half that creature's power, rounding up. So we have some options here. Mushroom Man, early game. So basically you draw for, you can draw like with Mushroom Man, it starts with 3, 6, 9, 11 power. So you could draw 6 cards. If you give it the 3+1 power counters, if it's on a flank, that could be 8 cards. With Genetic Drift, it could be 9 cards. So yeah, you could get a big draw off of Mushroom Man. There's some other decently sized creatures in here as well. If you have untamed creatures, if you have a lot of creatures, this could work. The Mysticky could work here. Because it's 3+1 power counters for each creature you exhaust, untamed creature you exhaust. So it's like 4 creatures would be 12 power counters, which is 6 cards. So it could stack up. Let's see what else we've got. All Tied Up. Play, if the tide is high, gain 1. Otherwise, raise the tide. It's got an Amber Pip on it. A second one of those. That's excellent. Good little burst there. Assert Dominance. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature gains skirmish. Ready and fight with that creature. Deepwater Gruin. Some good burst in here. 5 power. It's got 2 Amber Pips. Play Reap. If the tide is low, your opponent gains 1. Mollymok. Excellent. Good to see hard R. 5 power. Play, destroy an artifact. And a second Mollymok. Okay. So not sure how I feel about this deck. Pterodactyl is in here too. So you could get a really big play off of Waste Not. And actually with Waste Not, if you have a giant hand and you play out Trojan Sauropod, I mean, it might work. It might work. Interesting. Very interesting. I really do think the Untamed is making the deck interesting here. Some neat potential. 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 untamed creatures, which means, yeah, you could only get the ship up to 12, which means, like, I guess late game it might be better than doing the Mushroom Man, but then you need all 4 of your creatures on the board at the same time, which seems pretty unlikely to happen. Yeah, I mean, Pterodactyl could really work out with the Waste Knot. That's pretty neat. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Let's look at Amber Pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's pretty good. That's quite a bit of pips. All right. Let's count the creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Not sure what to think of this deck. I mean, it's got hard R. It's got some amber control, not a ton. The Faust, a little bit of amber control in there. Spoils of Battle, but, you know, not a ton of creatures that are going to have amber on them. Gas Pipes Malone. 3 Gas Pipes Malones. Looter Pillage, get a little bit more in there. I don't think there's any amber control in Untamed here. So it needs to function as a rush deck, I guess. Yeah. It'll be curious. I'll be very curious to see how this one works out. Flying Spectre as well. You've got some ways to force your opponent to need to take the Tide, like the Medicus, but just not a ton of capturing. A decent bit of board control with Crushing Charge. Pterodactyl gives you some board control. You know, the Gas Pipes Malone with the Hand Cannon gives you some board control. Yeah, okay. Decent Tide control in here too. We'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. This is a curious deck, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it. This is the first Waste Knot I've gotten, so I'm excited to try that out. Fun stuff. On to the next one. Thank you, Primarily Fanged Xylo Maestro. I think that's a very appropriate name for this deck. It is Primarily Fanged. Or Primally Fanged, excuse me. Primally Fanged. Very primal indeed. All right, on to the next. Whew. Take a little sip. 1/4 of the way in. Feeling good. Seen some neat decks so far. All right, well, there's the houses. We're starting with houses. Sanctum Logos Untamed. My belief is that the best house lineup in the set is going to be Sanctum, Logos, Star Alliance. Sanctum for burst, Logos for efficiency, Star Alliance for house cheating, and Star Alliance has the best board wipes in the set, in my opinion. We'll see how this one turns out. I'm still waiting on my groundbreaking discovery, so hopefully it's in here. Got a couple of great Urian decks so far, and really pleased with those. They are very fun. Oh, and the name of this deck is the Wary Tent Storyteller. I love it. I love camping. That's great. Wary Tent Storyteller. Cool. Okay, backup plan. This is an action. For each creature your opponent controls in excess of you, archive the top card of your deck. Cool. I haven't opened one of these yet. This is neat. I really like that. A little bit of a catch-up card. The Howling Pit. This is a fun one. This is an artifact. It's a location. Each player refills their hand to 1 additional card during their draw card step. We know Howling Pit from before. Posture and Bolt. A little bit of spot removal there. Professor Garywin, Say 3-power human scientist with elusive Reap. You may choose a card in your archives and put it into your hand. That works well with the random archiving of backup plans, so you don't clog your hand when you decide to pull that archive. Armadrone is a 1-power, 3-armor creature. Fight, steal 1. A little bit of amber control. Final analysis. I really like this one. One of my favorite wipes in the set. Play, destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they controlled that was destroyed this way. Fun card. Phase shift. We know phase shift. A little bit of house cheating. All right. PI Swiven. 2-power. Reap. If the tide is high, draw 3 cards. A second one of those. Cool. Static Charge. This one's really neat. This is an upgrade. It's got a Amber Pip on it. This creature gains at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to each of this creature's neighbors. A second one of those. Wow. So you could load them up on the same creature and just decimate your opponent's battle line. That's awesome. Theory or Conjecture. Choose one. Archive the top 2 cards of your deck or play the top card of your deck. Get some of that efficiency in there. Lightsmith Chirel onto Sanctum here is a 5-power, 2-armor creature. It's an angel. Before fight, you may switch Lightsmith Chirel's power and armor for the remainder of the turn. Not sure still if I understand how this card is useful or good. We'll see. I guess we'll see. Seraphic Armor. This creature gets +1 armor. Play, fully heal this creature. Gatekeeper. Oh, good. I love the scaling amber control. It's not a ton of scaling amber control in the set, so this is very good to see. 5-power, 1 armor. Play if your opponent has 7 or more. Capture all but 5 of it. Hold Fast. After one of Hold Fast neighbors is dealt damage, ready Hold Fast. Very good if you have a fighty deck. Let's see what we've got here. General Salvador. 4-power, 2 armor. It's got those capture enhancements. Hammergram, play a 3 deal 3 damage to a creature and stun it. Slow down your opponent there. A second one of those. They always seem to come in pairs for me. I mean, it is a common, but still. Marshal Ewer, 4-power, 2 armor, play / fight, raise the tide. That would be great to go next to our little doggy boy. What's his name? Hold Fast. Once you get a little damage on Ewer, you can use Hold Fast a second time. Staunch Knight. We know Staunch Knight, classic fee creature. Good to have in your deck. Taxing Journey, a friendly creature captures 1. Each of its neighbors that shares a house with it also captures 1. Got an Amber Pip. Hey, my friend Urian. I like me some Urian. Urian is a 3-power, 1 armor creature. It's a human knight. Reap, gain amber equal to Urian the Circumspect's armor. We do have 1 card that can boost that armor so far. The Seraphic Armor will be able to make it a Reap for 3 ability. No Lariat looks like. It's going to be not as massive as in some other decks. A second Urian. Okay, so easier to get it off with the extra bonus. Okay, and on to Untamed. Genetic Drift. It's got an Amber Pip. This one got a capture. Action. Play, give a creature a +1 power counter, then give each creature with a +1 power counter another +1 power counter. Conga Font. Okay, Reap, destroy this creature for all of your creatures, so just discourages reaping. Does not synergize with Urian. Ritual of the Balance. I love this card. Really good to see it back in the set here. Stealing if your opponent goes to 6 or more. This is an action card for the remainder of the turn. A friendly creature gains Skirmish. Ready and fight with this creature. Infighting. This is a very good card. Another board wipe in here. Each creature deals damage equal to its power to its right neighbor. Key Frog. That's going to go really well with the infighting. Let's hope first in here as well. Mookling. I think this is the first time I've seen a Mookling. This is 2 power. Your opponent's keys cost +X amber, where X is Mookling's power. So you play it automatically +2. We've got some power manipulating effects in here, so we could at least make it make opponents' keys cost +4. Mooklin is, of course, going to be a big target, and I don't think we have a ton of ways to keep it safe, but pretty neat. Milo Bee, 4 power. While the tide is high, Milo Bee gains Skirmish. Before fight, enrage the creature, Milo Bee fights, and each of that creature's neighbors. Really neat way to slow your opponent's board down. Persistence Hunting. Choose a house. Exhaust each enemy creature of the chosen house. A second one of those. Excellent, excellent. Slow your opponent down there. Wear the Pixie. This creature gains Reap. Gain 1. Little bit of burst in there. Witch of the Dawn with a Capture Pip. 3 power. Play, return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. So that could work with the Key Frog here. But not a ton of burst in Untamed. Little skeptical about this deck. Let's count the pips. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, very few in Untamed. 4, 5. Even fewer in Sanctum. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, not a ton. Not a ton of pips in here. Let's count creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So a pretty average number of creatures for the set, it seems. What do I like about this deck? Mookling is good. Get some key cost control in there. A little bit of capture. Not a ton of amber control. Gatekeeper is very good as well. So, yeah, there's some good F in Logos. A little bit of stealing in here. Final Analysis gets you some more, a decent number of creatures in here. Static Charge, double Static Charge, really going to help control your opponent's board. But overall, I'm not really seeing what this deck wants to do. I'm not sure how I would kind of approach playing it. Double Urian, but nothing to really boost up that armor and make it a big play that's going to pull you ahead in the game. Key Frog, but also not a ton of amber burst in the house. It's kind of got a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of capture, a little bit of key cost, a little bit of exhaustion, a little bit of, big creatures on the board, a little bit of F. So, yeah, not really sure what to make of this card. Decent removal. Final Analysis and Infighting are both pretty good creature control, but overall, I'm not too excited about the Wary Tent Storyteller, but we'll see how it does. All right, put that one away. On to the next one here. Got to get another sip. Excuse me for my sipping noises. Okay. Well, that one just opened right up. Unfathomable Logos Saurian. Whipple-Will Duke of Innerjoy. Oh. Well, if you're going to be a Duke of something, I guess being the Duke of Innerjoy is pretty good. I would like to be the Duke of Innerjoy. That sounds excellent. Mental health is very important. All right. Let's see what we got, Mr. Duke. More logos. Love the logos. Love the logos in this set. That last one was a little underwhelming, but we'll see what we've got in the Duke of Innerjoy here. Honors Kisses. Fun, fun, fun. Got an Amber Pip. Action, play Forge a Key at +7 current cost, reduced by 1 for each card you have played this turn, including this one. If you do, purge Honors Keys. Every Honors Keys I pulled so far, I'm pretty sure, has also come with Data Forge. So let's see. And another key cheat. So let's see if the trend continues. Archivist. Cool. 3-power cyborg creature. If you archive the Archivist, archive it face up. While the Archivist is in your archives, instead of picking up your entire archives, you may choose to pick up any number of cards in your archives. Super cool card returning from Mass Mutation. Hopefully we've got some ways to do some mass random archiving in here. What? I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Data Forge. Again, Honors Keys and Data Forge. This is the third deck I've pulled with both of these. That's crazy. All right. Big archive play. Let's see it. Nuevo Archaeologist. Okay, well, that's a little bit of archiving. Action, archive a card from your discard pile. So, that's something. Second one of those. Okay, this is not the big archiving I was looking for, but these are good cards. So I mean, it's a really strong card. So hopefully we've got some big pieces we want to pull back here. Australis Seaborg with a drop hip on it. 4-power Reap. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Solid. Edai, there's some archiving for you. Little key cost control, little archiving. Final Analysis. So this could really go well with the Data Forge. I've already seen that in another deck that I have. Makes for a great finisher. I'm coining I'm trying to push this term FADA. Final Analysis Data Forge. Or sorry, DAFA. Oh no. Data, I guess. FADA. Yeah, we're going with FADA. I should know what term it is before I try to coin it. We're going with FADA because it sounds like someone from Boston saying father, and that's fun. Infomorph. Great card to hit with Final Analysis. I should probably tell you what Final Analysis does. It is play, destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they control that was destroyed this way. Excellent, excellent way to trigger your Data Forge, especially for the closing key. Infomorph 4-power creature. We know that one. Information Exchange. Good. Get some stealing in there. Counter your opponent's stealing. P.I. Sweven. Reap. If the tide is high, draw 3. Both the Data Forge and the Honors Keys. Science. For the remainder of the turn, after you play another action card, gain 1. We'll look back and see how many actions we have in 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a ton, but hopefully it works out. Not a lot of archiving either, so I'm a little concerned about how this is going to work and if either of the key cheats is viable. Certainly Data Forge with Final Analysis if we've got a lot of creatures, which Logos already has a decent number, so we'll see how it goes. Bury Riches. This is a really neat card. Play, if the tide is high, move 1 amber from each creature to its controller's pool. Otherwise, raise the tide. Really neat card. Hedonistic Intent. It's got an Amber Pip, action, flank creature. Kind of works with Bury Riches, kind of doesn't. You're going to give your opponent amber that's on their creatures. You play Hedonistic Intent, fight your opponent's creatures on the flank to get that amber back, and then play Bury Riches. It could be pretty strong. Humble. Okay, this also works really well with the Bury Riches because you humble your opponent's creature, remove that amber from your opponent's creature, and then you're able to hit Bury Riches. Censor Philo. Censor Philo cannot be dealt damage by creatures with amber on them, so that works pretty well with Hedonistic Intent. and then into Berry Riches. That's pretty cool. All right, Dinos is looking strong so far. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, taunt while attacking Lapiosaurus. Enemy creatures gain before fight. Exalt this creature. Medicus Lacus. This is our 5-power dinosaur philosopher. While the tide is high, you may spend ammo on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. Looking for more exalting, more capturing. Definitely want more capturing to go with what we have in here. Spoils of Battle would be great. And maybe an Imperial Forge to go with that Lacus. Okay, this is good. Reach advantage has an Amber Pit. Play if the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. Oops. Spoils of Battle. There it is. And a second Spoils of Battle. Wow, that's really cool. So that really helps out a big Berry Riches turn. So now I'm thinking what you want to do here is archive up with Nuevo or Ida. You're archiving up your dinos, your dino actions, your Berry Riches, your hedonistic intent, your humble, your Spoils of Battle, so that you can set up a big Spoils of Battle Berry Riches turn. That's awesome. 3 Spoils of Battle. Wow, that battle is very spoiled. That's going to, not only can you get even more off of Buried Riches, more basically stealing, but you'll be able to be way more likely that you'll be able to get them together at the same time. 4? What? I didn't even know. What? That's crazy. This is like too much capturing now. That is crazy. Well, I guess you don't need to hold it. You don't need to worry about archiving Spoils of Battle. Like it'll be there. That's insane. All right, do we have 5? Are you kidding me? What? What is happening? What? Oh my gosh. Okay. I have nothing to add. I have nothing intelligent to say about that. Do we have 6? No, we don't. That's hilarious. I cannot believe there's 4 Spoils in Battle. 5! Excuse me, I lost count because there were so many. 5 Spoils of Battle. There's only 4 creatures in. Sorry. Okay. No, 3? 3 creatures? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's hilarious. That is really funny. I think that's too many Spoils of Battle. Okay. Woo. Moving on. Excuse me. Rust Miser is a 5-power creature. It's a beast. Reap exhaust each enemy artifact. Cool. I like that there's a 5-power creature in here. Another spot for us to capture some of that amber. Abandoned Ship is an action. It's got an Amber Pit. Play, return a creature to its owner's hand. If the tide is high, return 4 creatures to their owner's hands instead. That could work really well with before you go to Berry Riches to get any... Oh, no, that doesn't work. Never mind. That's not how... Echo Pearl... Oh, no, that is how that works. Return your opponent's creatures to their hand with any that have amber on them. Return them to your opponent's hand. And then you hit the Berry Riches on your next turn. So you get all the amber and they don't. Echo Pearl is an artifact. It's got a amber pip on it. It says Omni, destroy Echo Pearl, exhaust, stun, and enrage a creature. Kaup. 2 power. Your opponent cannot play more than 1 card of each type during each turn. That's excellent. Excellent card. really slows your opponent down. We do have a little bit of taunting in here that Cow could hide behind. Sleep with the Fishes. It's got an Amber Pip. It's an action. Destroy each exhausted creature. So hopefully we see some cards that are going to synergize really nicely with that. Some exhaustion cards. Bubbles is 5 power. Put an enemy creature on top of its owner's deck. Frigorific Rod is another artifact. It's an item, exhausted creature, or artifact. Pretty neat. Hookmaster, 4 power, 1 armor. Fight. If the tide is high, your opponent loses 2. A second Hookmaster. Rakuzo's Chant, exhaust a creature. If the tide is high, exhaust each creature instead. That's going to go pretty well with the Sleep with the Fishes here. Now, of course, this is basically a no-chain complete board wipe, right? If you have both of these at the same time, with some archiving, you could set it up if that's what you felt you needed to do. And yeah, you could just take out your entire, take out the entire board for free. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think this is the first time I've seen the two together in a deck, so that's really neat. Sink or Swim with a draw pip on it. Choose one. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand, or exhaust a creature in each of its neighbors. That could also work with Sleep with the Fishies. Take out 3 creatures of your opponent's battle line and none of yours. That's great. Storm Surge. Your opponent cannot ready their cards during their next ready card step of their next turn. Wow, that also works really well with Sleep with the Fishies. That's really cool. Okay, so some neat disruption and removal here in Unfathomable. You've also got the artifacts that are going to be able to exhaust. So yeah, lots of ways to get rid of your opponent's creatures and really punish that exhaustion with Sleep with the Fishies. That's pretty cool. Almost half the house is Spoils of Battle, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say about that. I don't feel like it's very good because there's just not enough creatures. But maybe, I mean, the Berry Riches kind of makes it potentially better, right? You definitely want to archive the Berry Riches and save it for the right moment. You got to be careful, though, because if your opponent blows up the board, that's it. And then also your opponent, the thing about Spoils of Battle is it's global, right? So if your opponent's creatures have any amber on them, they're going to be capturing as well, which means that then your amber is going to go into your opponent's pool when you play the Berry Riches. So tricky. Very tricky to pull off. You don't have a ton of creatures to help you fight down your opponent's board. The Philo is good here. It's not going to take damage when it goes after your opponent's board. Reach Advantage is almost certainly going to be just a tide control card here. I just don't even know. I don't even know. Final Analysis into Dataforge, that's still a thing in this deck too. That's all. What is this deck? This deck is crazy. I don't know if it's good, but it's definitely got some weird stuff going on. Final Analysis Dataforge. Let's count the cards or the creatures and see if that's a possibility. That's live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not a ton of creatures. Not a ton of creatures. So Fada is going to be a little bit tricky. Honor's Keesis probably also tricky. I do like the Archivist here, but just not a ton of ways to archive things. Novu, but your opponent probably doesn't let you keep that for too long. Yeah. Very interesting deck. Very interesting. I'm definitely going to try this one out. It's definitely going to be hilarious. I just can't stop laughing. 5 of them. I was surprised at 3. and then it just kept going. That is too much. Literally too much. Oh man. I'm excited to try that one out for sure. That is oh boy. Gotta love Keyforge. Whoa! Just knocked all my decks over. Alright. On to the next. Let's see if I can do it right this time. I think I got it. I think I got it. Alright. Here we go. The Viceroy of Sonoros Carpentry. Sonorous Carpentry? The Viceroy of Sonorous Carpentry. Ooh, look at that. Little pincers. Little crab. Little crabby. We got Untamed. Unfathomable. Dinos. And Shadows. All right. Well, that last Dinos was certainly entertaining. Let's see what this one's got. I still can't get over that. That was too funny. Too funny. This is a fun thing about opening decks this way, is when you see that on a deck list, like if I just looked at the deck list and I saw 5, like it would be funny, but it keeps being funny every time you put the card. It's like, oh, what? Another one. All right. Let's get into this one. All right, Viceroy. Oh, hello. I haven't had one of these before. 9 power Brachiodontist. This is a beast. Deploys stun each of Brachiodontist's neighbors and move 1 amber from each of them to the common supply. Okay. That's a high price to pay to remove 2 amber. I'm not sure how much I like that. Okay, well this helps. Beast Outer really Urso. 5 power, 1 armor. Play, you may unstun a creature. So yeah, that definitely helps make that a little bit more worthwhile. You can at least unstun one of them for free. Dino, you didn't. Got an amber pip on it. It's an action. Play, destroy an enemy creature with amber on it. Pretty great. Get that amber back. I love it. Humble. It's an action. Play, exhaust a creature. If you do, move 3 amber from that creature to the common supply. So hopefully we've got some capture and stuff in here. Okay, well, that'll get amber on your creatures. Senator Quintana. After a creature reaps, exalt it. Let's see some more ways to use amber on your creatures. This is one. Ultras Rostrum is a location. It's an artifact. Action, move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. That'll do it. That'll do it. Consul Primus. That'll also do it. More ways to move that amber around. Oops. Courtesan Octavia. There's some capturing there. That's good. Crushing Charge. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. Gain 1 chain. Very good. Very good. I love to have the board control. You don't have a ton in this set, so cool. Seeing 2 in a deck, I like it. Decadence. It's got a capture enhancement on... a capture icon landed on this one. Play, choose 1, exalt ready, and use a friendly creature, or move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. I think we're going to be exalt ready and using, because there's lots of ways to kind of get amber on the creatures here. Faust the Great. Okay. With a capture pip. Okay. Cool. That's much better than exalting, so this is good. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Maybe one of those berry riches Well, now I can't remember the name of the card. What was it? Oh my gosh. This is a lot of decks, friends. Anyway, I hope that I have some more ways to capture in this deck here. Spoils of Battle, that's what it is. Maybe one of those Spoils of Battle will make its way over to this deck. Nope. No, it will not. All right, easy marks. Exalt each damaged enemy creature. That's very cool. Hopefully we have some way to do some mass damage to our opponents. Monty Bank. Play, you may exalt Monty Bank up to 2 times. Action, steal 1 for each amber on Monty Bank. It's a 1-power elf thief creature. This is great with all the capturing we see and like the way to move amber around. You could actually get quite a bit of amber onto Monty Bank and then be able to use it. Hopefully there is some way that we'll actually be able to keep it safe with like taunting or something. I'm not seeing anything right now. Quintana. Quintana could also get amber on here. Okay. I feel like this is a Monty Bank that's landed in a pretty decent deck for it. Let's hope we have a shoulder ID or something to keep it safe. Whisper is 3-power elusive action. Lose 1 if you do destroy an enemy creature. Gas Pipes Malone before fight. 3-power elf thief. Before fight, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fights captures 1 from its own side. A little bit of slow steal there. Hard Simpson, 4-power elusive. After Hard Simpson is dealt damage, steal 1. If the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead. So let's hope we see some ways to damage him directly. Kerwallop, that'll do it. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Gain 1 for each creature destroyed this way. A Mug. Okay, so these two right there, that gets Simpson down to low enough that you'll be able to prevent your opponent from using him. So that's pretty good because you do 3 damage, your opponent can't use it anymore against you. So nice. Nice. That's good. This might be a very viable Simpson. Let's see if we've got a little bit more just to round it out so you don't have to count on having the exact cards in your hand at the right time. 2-power One-Eyed Willa is an elf thief. While the tide is high, One-Eyed Willa gains elusive in skirmish. Fight, steal 1. A second one of those. Great. Nice. This deck is looking solid. I am liking this so far. 3. Okay. Okay. If there's 5 One-Eyed Willows in this deck, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. Are you kidding me? Okay. 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 This is a sea urchin. This is 1-power creature. It's an Aquan Thief. It's got poison. Play. Capture 1. If the tide is high, steal 1 instead. Really good. Not a 5th One-Eyed Willa, but still a very good card. Okay, and on to Unfathomable. That's pretty great. None of that taunting that I was hoping for, but oh my gosh, how did I miss this? This does have Kerwallop and easy marks in it. That's excellent. So Kerwallop does 1 damage to each creature, and then you hit them all with easy marks and just load your opponent's board up with amber. That is excellent. Oh, that's so cool. And then you have Dino You Didn't to follow up on a future turn. And Quintana. Wow. Yeah, this deck looks pretty great. Let's see what we've got in Unfathomable. Starting off strong with a Calp. 2-power, your opponent cannot play more than 1 card of each type, action, artifact, creature, or upgrade each turn. So, yeah. Really solid card. Disruption 2. Are there 5? Are there going to be 5 of these? I hope there's 5. There's not 5. There's 2. But 2 is still pretty good. Curie Guiltspine is 3 power Aquan creature elusive. After an enemy creature reaps, it does not ready during its controller's next ready card step. Really good. Psychosaphus. I don't know. 3 power hazardous 4 destroyed. If the tide is high, archive Skyphus. Don't really get that card. I don't understand what is the deal. Brain Drain's got a Amber Pip on it. It's in action. Look at your opponent's hand, choose a card from it, and put it on top of their deck. Great way to slow your opponent down. Guiltspine Netcaster with a Capture Pip on it. It is a 2 power creature. Brings 2 capture enhancements to your deck, and it's got the effect Reap, exhaust a creature. Solid. Horrid Cyan is a 4 power creature. It's a beast with poison, so it can act as some board control here. Speaking of board control, we've got Maelstrom. Put each creature on top of its owner's deck in a random order. Gain 2 chains. This could be a really solid follow-up to that Kerwallop Easy Marks combo. Load up your opponent's board with Amber, and then boom. Boom. Just hit them with that, and you get all that creature. Hey! As a NK, hello. Humble would be nice if you can get Amber on out-of-house creatures. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. And you can definitely get Amber on out-of-house creatures in this deck. So, we'll see how it turns out. A second Maelstrom. Why do they always come in pairs? They always come in pairs. I'm so confused by that. I mean, it is common, so, you know. We'll do a creature count after this and see how good that might be. It's a little tricky because we do have creatures that will have Amber on them. Photic Raider is a 2 power creature. It's an Aquan. Play capture 2 while the tide is high. Photic Raider gets +4 power. A second one of those. And Storm Surge. Your opponent cannot ready cards during their ready card step of their next turn. All right, this one looks pretty solid. I'm pretty sold on it. This helps with all the Amber that's going to be flying around on the board. This thing is actually better than I initially thought it would be, especially together with that. Let's count creatures and see how viable the Maelstrom is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That is a lot of creatures. That is a lot of creatures. So Maelstrom is a bit of a tricky card to be able to use effectively here. I will say that with Humble and this guy and your the Artifact, the Rostrum, and the Primus, there's a pretty good chance that, and the Decadence, there's a pretty good chance that you can get a lot of the Amber from your creatures onto your opponent and then be happy to hit Maelstrom, but you might just be better off with the Crushing Charge and just discarding the Maelstrom. So Maelstrom might be a bit of a dud in this deck here, which is unfortunate. Quite a solid deck overall. Faust, get that key cost way up. Definitely going to be able to take advantage of that. I'm very excited about Monty Banks with all of the capture in here. And Hard Simpson looks viable. The Kerwallop Easy Marks combo, I've been looking for a deck with that. I'm very excited to try that out. Looks like it's got a lot. One-Eyed Willows. Is that it? Four-Eyed Willows? Making fun of Willa, wearing glasses there. And 2 Caups. Just great. I wish this deck had some taunt to keep some of those creatures safe. I'm not missing anything, am I? I don't think so. But yeah, definitely looks really solid. I am excited to try this one out for sure. Cool. We are halfway through. Halfway there. each deck is taking almost exactly 15 minutes. It's kind of spooky how spot on it is with 15 minutes every time, which is longer than I wanted to take, but I never do anything fast. So there you go. All right, on to the next one here. See if I can get this open. I think this is the right sign. Yep, there's the name. There's the name. Okay. We've got an evil twin. All right. Evil twin of Shatera's alienated wizard. Don't alienate the wizards, you guys. Don't alienate the wizards. That's not nice. It's not very kind. Oh, and look at that. It's like a bear with a beard. I like that. Or like a wolf with a beard, maybe. I like that. That's a cool Archon. The evil twins just look so neat. Ooh, Evil Sanctum. Love that. Star Alliance. Untamed. This is the first... No, this is the second evil twin that I've opened. Oh, and look the... Huh? Oh, it's kind of already a little undone there. Someone's tampering with my evil twin. Alrighty, friends. Let's see what we got here. Bada boom. Evil Larry of the Lake. While the tide is high, Larry of the Lake gets +5 armor. Interesting. Hopefully this is not a Urian deck, because that would be really sad. That would mean the non-evil twin is just objectively better. A second Larry of the Lake. That's interesting. Sir Bever, evil twin. 1 power, 5 armor. Sir Bever, poison. Any damage dealt by this creature. Power. Oh yeah, poison. We know what poison does. So he's going to be able to just take stuff out. And with 5 armor, that's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty neat. So he could survive a number of fights and then, yeah, just like annihilate anything with like 5 power or less, as long as it doesn't have armor. 5 armor. Or any armor, actually. Excuse me. I love the artwork on the evil twins. So cool. Oh, man, it's a Urian deck. This is really sad. Urian is 3 power, 1 armor. Urian evil twin is 3 power, 1 armor. Reap, your opponent loses amber equal to Urian the Circumspect's armor. That's a little bit sad. It's not as good, just objectively worse than the normal Urian, which is gain amber equal to his armor. And with the 2 Larrys, that could be a really strong Urian deck already. But, alas, 'tis not to be. Ethereal Seas Chosen does not have an evil twin. Is a 3 power human monk. While the tide is high, Ethereal Seas Chosen gains skirmish and fight gain 2. I like that card. I don't like this one as much. 3 power, Ethereal Lands Chosen creature, human monk. While the tide is high, Ethereal Lands Chosen gains +3 armor and gains reap, capture 2. While the tide is low. I think I said high. Hello, evil twin. That's right. Mad Prophet Gizelhart is a 4 power, 3 armor leader priest. Prophet Gizelhart is in the center of your battle line. It gains action, fully heal each non-mutant creature. Gain 1 for each creature that was healed in this way. Some potential here. We've got some creatures with lots of armor, so there's some potential for making that happen. Cleansing Wave. Okay, really going to hope to have some sort of mass damaging going on here. Grand Melee. This card has not been as good as I kind of was hoping it would be at first. Destroy each creature that does not share at least a house with at least one of its neighbors. Yeah, I mean, most of the time you play your cards kind of like the creatures kind of come out together. So they're usually next to each other. So yeah, Strange Ordination, excellent. 3 Amber Pips on it. Play only if the tide is high. Nice little burst card there. A second one. Okay. 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 Are there 5? That's the real question of the night. Are there 5? Come on. Be 5. Oh, man. 2. 2 is still really good. That's the key. That's quite good. Taxing Journey has got an Amber Pip on it. It's an action. A friendly creature captures 1. Each of its neighbors that shares a house with it also captures 1. That could go really well with your evil Larrys. Your 2 evil Larrys and maybe like Sir Bever or something. Or, just Mad Prophet is kind of hard to kill too. But just make it really hard for them to get that Amber back. That's pretty neat. Okay, on to Star Alliance. We've got another Evil Twin. Look at the art. It's just so cool. It's so cool. 4 power alien elusive. After a player raises the tide during their turn, they may deal 3 damage to a creature. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. A second one of those. So you can do 6 damage to a creature. And your opponent can do it too? Very interesting. Evil Rocketeer Triska. 4 power skirmish while the tide is high. Rocketeer Triska enters play ready. So you're going to be able to take out some of your opponent's creatures or just reap with it. We did a card talk on Triska and mentioned the Evil Twin. A second one of those. I'm feeling like the original of this deck is probably better. Shield You Later is a 5 power creature. Shield You Later may be played as an upgrade instead of a creature with the text, this creature loses all armor and gets -2 power. Yeah. I mean, this would be much better in the original because you could put it on Urian and it would get +2 armor and would be better. So, yeah. Commander Draxgaar. After an upgrade is attached to Commander Draxgaar's or one of its neighbors, gain 1. Again, this would work better in the original because you don't want to play this Evil Twin on your own creatures and make them easier to kill. So, sigh. Lay of the Land. It's got an Amber Pip. We know Lay of the Land. Get some of that efficiency and peeking in there. That's pretty neat. Amber Vac, that's going to work with the Draxgaar pretty well. Play Raise the Tide. This creature gains at the start of your turn. If the tide is high, capture 2. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I apologize, Azadenke, because I think I'm a little bit behind you, but something is nice. I'm not sure what. Or sorry, you're a little bit behind me, so I'm not sure what is nice, but I'm sure it is very nice. Okay, Light of the Archon, so that could go with the Draxgaar as well. Get your creature a little bit bigger and get them a little bit more, just a little bit more of that burst there. But again, it would just go so much better in the original with the Urian. I've got a deck that's already like this. I opened on stream and with a Urian and a Light of the Archons and an Amber Vac and a bunch of other upgrades, so can't complain too much. Officer's Blaster, there you go. More armor. Well, yeah, more power and a little bit more burst from the Draxgaar there. Second one of those. Pretty cool. Science Officer Kincan. We know that. Oh, sorry. Officer's Blaster. This creature gets +2 power. This creature gains destroyed. Attach Officer's Blaster to this creature's right neighbor. That could actually go pretty good on the Bever. And you could just have this, like, massive, unkillable murderer. That's pretty good. Like, gasp. I do have some dramatic gasps. Okay, on to Untamed, starting off with the Edge of the Dawn. Again, I just love the art. Play destroy another friendly creature. If you do, play a different creature from your discard pile. Ready and use that creature. Objectively better than the original. What do you want to destroy here? I don't know if there's anything you necessarily want to destroy. You could get rid of like the Operative Espeon or something. Get back. This thing would be pretty good to get back. Urian would be okay to get back if you needed to control your opponent's Amber. That's cool. A second one of those. All right. So you can chain them. Destroy another friendly creature. If you do, play a different creature from your discard pile, ready, and use that creature. So you can chain the Witch of the Dawn, right? So you destroy a creature with this one, bring back the other one, destroy another creature, bring back something else. That's cool. Pariah Monkeys. Play/reap, deal 2 damage to each other creature. Hello. Hello, Cleansing Wave. Hello, Mad Prophet Gizzleheart. That's pretty neat. Huge potential there for some burst. Some very serious burst. I like it. Bumblebird. This is not a card that you will be bringing back with your with your Evil Witch of the Dawn. This is not a card that I wish was in the deck. Ritual of the Balance is an artifact. If your opponent has 6 or more, steal 1. I love it. Love that card. Assert dominance for the remainder of the turn. A friendly creature gains skirmish. Ready and fight with that creature. Hello, Sir Bever. Hello, Poison. Great. A second one of those. That is really cool because it readies and you can just use it again on the same creature. Excellent. Deepwater Gruin. A little bit more burst in here. 2 Amber Pips on it. Play/reap if the tide is low, your opponent gains 1. Mollymock, a little bit of R in there. Great. Bring him back with the Witch if you need to destroy another artifact. Milo B, this is a fun one. While the tide is high, Milo B gains skirmish. Before fight, enrage the creature Milo B fights and each of that creature's neighbors. Really solid. The Fittest. Give each friendly creature a +1 power counter. And Way of the Pixie, which also, again, would be really nice in the original on the Urian, but alas, I'll stop complaining about that because that's not the deck that I have. Huge burst potential in this deck. Huge burst. Let's count pips. We can count Way of the Pixie for 1, 2, 3, 4. This will get you at least 1. We won't count it, though. 5, 6, 7, 8. Draxgaar will probably get you some, too. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 if we're not counting Draxgaar, we're not counting the Cleansing Wave potential, which I think Cleansing Wave and or Gizzleheart potential, which I think has a solid chance of going off because you have both of these, and you've got the Witch of the Evil Witch of the Dawn. So you either play the Pariah Monkeys, or you hit something with Witch of the Dawn, bring back the Pariah Monkeys, then you use the other Evil Witch of the Dawn to bring back your Mad Prophet. Or I guess you bring back the Mad Prophet first so that you can put it in the middle of your battle line, and then line up the Pariah Monkeys and hit everything, and then boom, huge burst there. I think it's used, though, so that might actually be a little bit tricky to do correctly. Ready and use that creature. So you have to do it immediately. So it might be a bit hard. But still, I think the Pariah Monkeys and Cleansing Wave or Mad Prophet could really make some big waves for you. No pun intended. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Let's check the Amber control because I don't think there's much. I think that's the concern in this deck. This is definitely a red rush deck. We've got one little bitty Amber control here. Do you count this? I don't know. Count it for half, maybe. Do you count this? It doesn't happen immediately. You can't stop your opponent with it. Yeah, not a lot of Amber control. Taxing Journey, 2/3. 4, I guess. There's a decent number of creatures. This one relies on the tide being low, and you can't make the tide low. This one is just not great. So definitely low amber control. I'm not sure exactly how to count it, but not a ton of amber control. So this is a rush deck. Check a board control. This is good board control. This is excellent board control. We have lots of spot removal. This is good for, a number of those annoying creatures. Some artifacts that can make really big creatures that can do a lot of fighting. Here's some more board control. Here's some board control that your opponent can also use. Grand Melee, a little bit of spot removal that's kind of tricky to use. Larry of the Lakes are I don't even know. I don't know if you count it as board control. Sir Bever for sure. So not a lot of big, massive board control. Lots of sort of spot removal and stuff. Can't remember anymore. I know it was so long ago. I wound up with a pretty massive delay on the stream here. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, definitely a burst deck. I do feel like the original of this is probably just objectively better. Some of the Evil Twin cards I think are better as Evil Twins, like the Sea Urchin is absolutely better. I think Witch of the Dawn is probably better, depending on the deck maybe. But, sometimes you get the Evil Twin and you get to look at the cool art, and that's what you have. Alrighty. On to the next one here. All right, here is our name. We have Philosopher of the Ferocious Unicorns. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's beautiful. The Philosopher of Ferocious Unicorns. Oh, that's so cool. I like the little ship we have going on here. We have Unfathomable, Dinos, and Untamed. The 2 unhouses. It is undeniable that I will absolutely mix up the house names in here as I go. So bear with me as I say Unfathomable, Untamed, and undoubtedly say the wrong one. Alrighty here. Let's see. Another one of these. 9 power, deploy, stun each of Brachiodontous' neighbors, and move 1 amber from each of them to the common supply. Okay. Humble. Amber Pip. Exhaust a creature. If you do, move 3 amber from that creature to the common supply. Let's see. Lots of capture, please. Second Humble. Okay. Are there 5? Are there 5? Because that would be really bad. There are not 5. That's probably good. Serarium is an artifact with an Amber Pip. Location: each creature with the lowest power cannot reap. Pretty good so far in this deck. Let's see what else we've got. Consul Primus, 3 power. You know Consul Primus. He moves Amber around. That's on creatures. Okay. Maybe not great with Serarium. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, taunt while attacking Lapiosaurus. Enemy creatures gain before fight. Exalt this creature. I like the taunt. It's pretty neat. Magister Vita, 5 power, play reap. You may exalt a friendly non-Saurian creature. If you do, reap with it. Okay. I guess that works pretty well with the Primus because you can put the amber onto it and then move it off and move it onto another creature. And that's neat. Okay, Medicus Lacus, 5 power. While the tide is high, you may spend amber on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. I'm really hoping for that Imperial Forge deck. I really want a Medicus Lacus Imperial Forge deck Still haven't pulled one. Ostracize. Play. Lose 1 if you do. Purge a creature. A second one of those. Reach advantage. Got a capture or an Amber Pip on it. Action. Play if the tide is high. A friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. So that is going to pair really nicely with Humble. You capture the 3 Amber, and then it's just gone. You just delete it. Pretty good swing there if you can get that to happen. Undag Nathis, 12 power while the tide is low. Undag Nathis deals no damage while fighting. Very good spot for your Amber to sit that you've captured. Okay, and we're on to Unfathomable. Effigy of Melaruk. It's an artifact. It's an item. After an enemy creature reaps, put an awakening counter on Effigy of Melaruk. If there are 6 or more awakening counters on Effigy of Melaruk, move it to a flank of your battle line as a creature with 100 power and 100 armor. Its text box is considered blank. Interesting. Very interesting. The sort of chase combo is with Waste Not, which we might have. We've got Untamed here, so, but the thing about it is that your opponent can use Hard Art to remove it before they reap 6 times. Your opponent can play around it. I think the more likely scenario is that it slows them down from being able to reap 6 times rather than you draw your entire deck. Sleep with the Fishies. I like this card. It's got an Amber Pip. It's an action. Destroy each exhausted creature. Let's hope we have some exhaustion support in the deck. Tamawa of the Glow. 3 power. Reap exhaust a creature. There you go. If the tide is high, draw a card for each exhausted enemy creature. Again, let's hope we see some more exhaustion support. Brain Drain. Excellent card. Amber Pip. Action. Play. Look at your opponent's hand. Choose a card from it and put it on top of their deck. Call of the Void. Got an Amber Pip. Play exhausted creature. If it was already exhausted, destroy it instead, and its controller loses 1. Nice. Whoa, hello. Horrid Cyan. 4 power, poisonous creature. Spot removal. Real good. Maelstrom. Play. Put each creature on top of its owner's deck in a random order. Gain 2 chains. Why do I keep getting this in Dino decks? Not super great with the capturing. Although we have Humble. Maelstrom. I don't know. Hard to say how good that card is. It's very situational. We'll leave it at that. Okay, for the first time, I do not have 2 Maelstroms. I'm very happy about that. One is like okay because it might be good in the right situation. 2 is 2 chains. Portal is got an Amber Pip on it. Play if the tide is high. Archive Portal. Otherwise, raise the tide. Really solid card. I really like it. If it gets any enhancements on it, you are so happy with that. 2 is excellent. Okay. If we have 5, I'm going to lose it. Because if you have... I'm trying to figure out where the right number is. So I have a deck that has 2 and a draw pip. And what I figured out with that deck is that you always just take the chains to raise the tide and then archive Portal twice. And you get the draw pip. And every time you go Unfathomable, you're getting 2 Amber Pips and a draw. And you don't care about the 3 chains at all. Like, that is worth think. It's maybe I'm just fooling myself. But if you have 5, like, that is absolutely worth taking the chains, right? And you just, like, get a ton of Amber every turn. Come on. Oh, man. Why can't I have 5 Portals? Why do I have... It's fine. All right. Seabringer Kakoa is a 7 power beast. Taunt. Destroy. Raise the tide. Cool. A second one of those. Wow. What do we have so far that likes to be taunted? This one, Tamiwa of the Glow, could sit behind taunt. Lacus could sit behind taunt. Primus could sit behind taunt. We have a lot of taunt so far. So some good ways to kind of Yeah, just keep your creatures safe. Okay, that'll go well behind taunt. Weakola. It's 3 power. Reap. Keys cost +2 during your opponent's next turn. Excellent card. On to Untamed. I almost did it. I almost said Unfathomable. This is a 2 power creature. Play/reap. Deal 2 damage to each other creature. Cool. Not as good as in the last deck with the Cleansing Wave. Fangtooth Cavern. At the end of your turn, destroy a creature with the least. Destroy the least powerful creature. Maybe a discard in this deck. There's a lot of lower power creatures in this deck. Might end up discarding that often. Ritual of the Balance. Real good. I've gotten a lot of those tonight. A second one. That's kind of cool. Okay. So they can't go to 6 because then you steal 1. They go to 9, you steal 3. They go to 10, you can't get them off, but then you've stolen 3. That's pretty cool. I like that. Do we have 5? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Azadnk. Yeah. Especially after doing 7 of these. This is the 7th one. Yeah, my brain is fried. My brain is completely fried. So I keep drinking this coffee drink to keep me from falling over. Let's get 5 Ritual of the Balance. Oh, man. Assert Dominance. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature gains Skirmish. Ready and fight with that creature. One of those. Okay. There might be 5. Deepwater Gruin. That's a great card. 2 Amber Pips on it. 5 power beast. Play Reap. If the tide is low, your opponent gains 1. Second one of those. Excellent. Some really good burst in here. I love it. Keyfrog. Heyo. Keyfrog. Excellent burst in here. Assert Dominance is not going to help you because it gains Skirmish. Some really good burst with the Ritual of the Balance. Fangtooth Cavern could work. Pariah Monkeys can definitely kill Keyfrog for you. Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I love me some key cheats. The Fittest. Give each friendly creature a +1 power counter. Another little Amber Pip there for you. Youngest Bear. You may reap with one of Youngest Bear's neighbors. Okay. So here's the thing about the Keyfrog. You can kill it with Pariah Monkeys. You can kill it with Fangtooth. There are a number of pips. 6 in the house here, which is pretty good with the creatures. Youngest Bear could get you a little bit there. Ritual of the Balance, it only works if your opponent has 6 or more, right? So, excuse me. So if you haven't played Keyfrog yet, your opponent is going to have to be very hesitant about getting past 6 Amber. They're going to have to be very careful because you could just burst up and then Keyfrog, steal 3 and then Keyfrog. It's interesting though. 3 Ritual of the Balance is kind of a lot. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's take a look at the Amber control we've got in here. None in Untamed. Well, we've got this, so that's definitely something. Wakola, great. Wakola with the Ritual of the Balance is a really nice synergy. Make your opponent's keys cost a lot, and you can keep it safe with the taunting. And then once they go up past 6, you steal it with Ritual of the Balance. 2 Portals, really good. Okay, and then we've got some capture, reach advantage. Lacus with the Key Frog is great. There's not a ton of capturing in Untamed, but your opponent is going to have to just be careful to leave any amber on the board before your Key Frog is out. Lots of taunting, too, to keep your Key Frog safe. Yeah, this one, I don't know if you play that, too. Cerarium with the Fangtooth Cavern is very interesting. 2 humbles, but, not a ton of capturing. Very hard to say. Yeah. There's just not a ton of amber control in here. Let's count pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I think you're going to need to rush and try to hit Key Frog because there's just not a ton of pips in here. Not a ton of amber. Decent tide control, but I don't think there's too much that cares about the tide. Maelstrom gives a little bit of board control. Let's count the creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're happy to put these back on top of your deck. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So reasonable number of creatures. Yeah. It seems pretty good. It seems pretty decent. Not blown away by it. I do think Key Frog could be pretty viable here. Yeah, amber control is a concern. Creature control, you've got to assert dominance, which could be really good with like the Horrid Cyan. Pariah Monkeys for some spot removal. Cocoa is pretty good, just beefy body to take stuff out. And some exhaustion mechanics. This thing, yeah, I don't even know what to make of that. I mean, I guess it counts as amber control because it makes it hard for your opponent to reap. Here's some board removal. Spot removal, excuse me. Cerarium, amber control, but you have a number of low power creatures, so yeah, definitely interesting. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. Could be fun. All right, moving on. I think I got 4 left. 4 more. All right. 2/3 of the way done. Finish my drink. No more coffee booze to keep me going. If I pass out after this one, I apologize. Some great names tonight. Miss Gunpowder of Carnway. Cronway. Miss Gunpowder of Cronway. All right, Miss Gunpowder, what do you got? Logos. There's some gunpowder for you. Saurian and Shadows. Love me some Logos. Where's my tool? It's up here. I left it in. All right. Miss Gunpowder. Still waiting on that groundbreaking discovery. Come on, Logos. I want my groundbreaking discovery. I mean, I did open deck with 4 One-Eyed Willows, which is significantly better than the 5 Spoils of Battle. So hopefully we get another 5 something cool. That was fun. Archon's Callback. Speaking of 5, Archon's Callback is an Omega, and it's play, draw 5 cards. This is a excellent turn 1 play. Really solid card. Love to see. Oh, hey, look at that. We got Archon's Callback and Eureka. These are the 2 like cards you want on your first turn if you have the little mini turn, right? So that's pretty cool. So like almost any time you're going to have a very good chance of having one of these in either your opener or your mole. And then which one do you go with? If you have both, like which one do you choose? That warrants some thought for sure. Maybe the Callback, because then you can always Eureka the next time, and then you have less cards that might, like less, you have more cards in your hand, so you're less likely to archive up your Logos cards. Mechabui. Got an Amber Pip on it. It's an artifact. At the start of each player's turn, if the tide is high for that player, they gain 1. So hopefully we have lots of tide-dependent mechanics and tide control. That's going to make it worth playing that card. Armadrone. 1 power, 3 armor, fight, steal 1. Australis Seaborg. 4 power, reap, deal 2 damage to creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. There's that tide control I was looking for. Bilge Warden, more tide control, 2 power, play/reap. If the tide is high, your opponent raises the tide. Otherwise, you raise the tide. A second one of those? Okay. That's unfortunate because if you have both of them in your hand at the same time, I mean, if the tide is high for you, you can play them both. If the tide is low for you, you have Edai. I love Edai. All right. Get that efficiency, get those archives going, get the key cost up. Final analysis. Destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they control that was destroyed this way. Great. Hydrocoagulator. Wow, lots of archiving in this deck. Got an Amber Pip on it. After a player raises the tide, they archive the top card of their deck. P.I. Sweven. 2 power, reap. If the tide is high, draw 3 cards. Great card. Static Charge. This creature gains. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to each of this creature's neighbors. So you can really, mess up your opponent's board. On to dinos here. Pretty decent Logos. Not amazing, but I do like these 2. And lots of tide control in here. Final analysis is quite good. Nice. Yeah. Looks fun. We've got the Ducks. 11 power, 2 armor, taunt, exalt, Grimlocus Ducks 2 times. Hopefully we've got a way to spend that amber or get rid of it or something. Ficus Felix, 5 power, play/reap. If the tide is high, you may exalt a creature. So really hoping to have some way, like a Buried Riches or something that's gonna take advantage of amber on creatures here. Wipe Clear. Okay. 1 Amber Pip. Action. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Destroy each upgrade. It's kind of pretty meh. Censor Philo, 5 power. Censor Philo cannot be dealt damage by creatures with amber on them. Consul Primus, 3 power. Reap, move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. It's got that capture icon on it. So this could be pretty good. Or it brings a capture icon into your deck, I mean. This could be pretty good together because you can move an amber from your side of the board onto one of your opponent's creatures and then fight them with the Philo. Crushing Charge. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. Gain 1 chain. That's a very, very solid card. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, taunt. While attacking Lapiosaurus, enemy creatures gain before fight exalt this creature. Magister Vita, 5 power, play/reap. You may exalt a friendly non-Saurian creature. If you do, reap with it. Okay. I mean, there's some decent hits so far in the deck with that. PI Sweven would be a good one. But again, we need some way to manage the amber we're putting out on the board with our dinos, especially with a second Vita here. Reach advantage. Got an amber pip. Action, play if the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. So lots of tide raising abilities. I'm not a second one of those. I'm not seeing anything that helps with the... Yeah, like getting rid of that amber or something. Undagnathus, 12 power. While the tide is low, Undagnathus deals no damage while fighting. Okay. So yeah. Really lacking in ways to manage the amber that you're putting out on the board. Primus is pretty much it, and that's very slow and only one at a time. With the ducks, it's just a lot of amber that you can't really use. So, yeah. Mac the Knife. Excellent card. Any creature that you can use on any turn is just great. Ring of Invisibility. This creature gains elusive and skirmish. What do you want to put that on? The ducks? You put it on the ducks, make it harder for them to get that amber. Mac the Knife is already elusive. More taunting here. Got a lot of taunt. What? I mean, we can keep our creatures with amber on them safe, I guess. Censor Philo could be a pretty... No, because yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Sweven, maybe? Sweven with elusive, that's pretty good. Edai. Bilge Warden, because then you can keep it around. It's hard for your opponent to get rid of it, and you don't have you can still use it. If the tide is high for you, you can use it to fight something instead of reaping and losing the tide. Blatant Thievery, got an amber pip, play, enrage an enemy creature, move all amber from that creature to your pool. Pretty good. Solid card. Monty Bank, you may exalt Monty Bank up to 2 amber on Monty Bank. I don't think, well, there is a lot of taunt in here. Low to move amber. We've got reach advantage. So this could actually be a pretty strong Monty Bank here. There's at least one capture pip in the deck as well. Okay. Stir Up Trouble. There's that capture pip. Choose a creature and one of its neighbors. Each chosen creature deals damage equal to its power to the other. I like that card. Good spot removal. Gas Pipes Malone. Before fight this creature, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fights captures 1 from its own side. A little bit of amber control there. Hard Simpson. Elusive. After Hard Simpson is dealt damage, steal 1. If the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead. Hard Simpson must survive the damage. Nothing so far that's going to do that. Mac the Knife could hit it for 1, but the thing about Hard Simpson is you want to get it to low power or low health almost immediately, at least down to like 2. You can only get 1 stolen from you off of it, so we'll see what else we have. Hobnobber. Action, if your opponent has 6 or more, steal 2. Jackitar. Reap. Deal 1 damage to a creature. If the tide is high, deal 6 damage to a creature instead. Loot or pillage. Choose. Steal 1. A friendly creature captures 3. Or steal 1 or a friendly creature captures 3. So that could work with the Monty Bank. If Monty Bank is ready, capture 3 and then use it to steal 3 instead of stealing that 1. Scooped. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If it is not destroyed, it captures 1 from its own side. Got an amber pip. I wish this worked with Simpson, but it doesn't. It does not, because you would steal 1 and capture 1 from your own side, so not great. Seeker Needle. This works with Simpson. Deal 1 damage to a creature. If the damage destroys that creature, gain 1. So with that, I feel fairly confident playing Simpson if the Seeker Needle is out. You can hit it for 1. If Mac the Knife is out 2, you can hit it for 2. And then you can get, like, it's behind, you can probably have it behind Taunt, right? Make it pretty safe from too much trouble there. Stir Up Trouble actually works with Hard Simpson too. You could, like, I don't know, gas pipes and Hard Simpson or something, or you could Monty Banks and Hard Simpson. So that's interesting. This Shadows looks pretty good. Overall, I'm not super impressed with Shadows in the set, but this one looks pretty decent. And lots of capturing for that Monty Banks to trigger. Yeah, tons of capturing in here, but no way to use the Amber. So you're going to need to be very careful. This might even be a discard. Ducks might even be a discard just because there's no way for you to remove that Amber. You're just putting 2 Amber out there that your opponent's going to be able to use. Final Analysis doesn't have a really solid follow-up, but it's a good, like, there's no Data Forge, but it's a good like emergency option if your opponent's board just gets completely out of control. Mecha Buoy, with all the Tide control we have here, Mecha Buoy seems like it could be pretty decent. Yeah, this looks fairly solid. Fun deck. Yeah, anything with Mac the Knife, I love. All right. 3 left. We are 3/4 of the way through here. Still haven't gotten my groundbreaking discovery, but that's okay. It'll be coming soon. And because it took so long, it must mean that it's going to be great. That's the only possible explanation here. All right. L. Clark of the Ruffled Station. All right, L. Clark. Untamed, Logos, and Shadows. All right. All right, all right, all right. Another crack at my groundbreaking discovery deck. Let's see it. I did get a Waste Not deck tonight. That one looks pretty good. Here we go. Library card. Good start. Action. Purge library card. If you do, for the remainder of the turn, after you play a card, draw a card. I think that means Honored Keys is not in here. I think library card shows up first. Bouncing Death Cork, really great card. One of the best removal in the set, I think. Yeah, just like spot removal, you can keep destroying your own creatures for as long as you have creatures. And then, destroy your opponent for each one that you destroy. 1 power, 3 armor, Armadrone, fight, steal 1. Really neat. Australis Seaborg, 4 power, reap, deal 2 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Edai, 4/4, play, archive a card. Your opponent's keys cost +1 for each card in your archives. Love that card. 2 of them. 5. 5 is the correct number of Edais. You want 5 Edais in the deck. You don't want 5 Spoils of Battle. You want 5 Edais. Let's see 5 Edais. Yes! Yes! Okay. Yes! This is great. 3 is really good. 3 is really good already. I know there's more. Come on. Aw, man. Final Analysis. Destroy each creature. Each player draws a card for each creature they controlled that was destroyed this way. Information exchange. Get a little bit of stealing in there. Old Egad. Destroy Destroyed, ward each of old Egad's neighbors. Okay, so this pairs really nicely with the Bouncing Death Quirk. Some of the only warding in the set, along with Paraguardian, and there might be some others that I'm missing, but not a ton in the set. So you hit old Egad with the Bouncing Death Quirk. Both of the neighbors are warded. You destroy one of your opponent's creatures. Then you hit one of the warded neighbors. Pop the ward, destroy one of your opponent's creatures. Hit the other one, pop the ward, destroy one of your opponent's creatures. Really strong. Really, really strong. Static Charge. Gotten a lot of these tonight. Amber Pip. This creature gains at the start of your turn. Deal 2 damage to each of this creature's neighbors. Eureka to Archive Callback. Oh, you're looking at the last one. Yeah. Oh wow, that must have been from. You guys must be way behind me. There you go. Yeah, you do the Eureka first and then Archive Callback. That's a neat idea, Rick. Sorry, I'm so far ahead of you. My stream had a little bit of trouble at one point, and I think you guys ended up way behind me in time, so my apologies. Submersive Principle. Play. Each player loses 1 amber. If the tide is high, each player loses half their amber instead, rounding down the loss. Great card to see. Love to see it with all these Edis. So you drive up your opponent's key cost, force them to go to really big numbers, and then hit them with Submersive Principle once they have gotten to a very large amber count. That's great. Ooh, Archon's Revenge. I'm very happy to see this. Ship. Action. It's an artifact. Action. Exhaust up to 2 friendly Shadows creatures. For each creature exhausted this way, steal 1. Some of the Shadows actions in this set are less than awesome, or abilities are less than awesome. So hopefully we have some creatures that this makes sense for. Booby Trap. Got an Amber Pip. It's an action. Play. Deal 4 damage to a creature that is not on the flank with 2 damage splash. We know that one. Monty Bank. Okay, so this could work really well with Archon's Revenge, right? 1 power. Play. You may exalt Monty Bank up to 2 times. Action. Steal 1 for each amber on Monty Bank. So this could work really well with the ship because you just don't exalt it, and then you can use it to steal. Lovely. Whisper, 3 power elusive. Action, lose 1 if you do destroy a creature. Also works really well with the ship. If you don't need to do that on that turn, you can just steal 1 instead. Lovely. Cement Shoes. Got an Amber Pip. Action, play, deal 2 damage to creature. If this damage destroys that creature, raise the tide. Francis the Economist. It's a 3 power skirmisher. Fight. Each player gains 1. Really strong. With all the stealing. If you need to get your opponent to higher numbers so you can steal more, Francis is there for you. Gas Pipes Malone, 3 power. Before fight, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fights captures 1 from its own side. Again, both of these go well with that ship too. If you don't, if their ability doesn't make sense for you that turn, you can just steal 1 instead with the ship. A second Gas Pipes Malone. Hard Simpson. Again, elusive, 4 power. After Hard Simpson assault damage, steal 1. If the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead. Also works well with the ship. Love it. Hornswoggle. Got an Amber Pip. Action. Use an enemy artifact as if it were yours. Mug. Goes well with the Simpson. Move 1 amber from this creature to your pool. Deal 2 damage to that creature. Sea Urchin. Also works pretty well with the ship. 1 power. Poison. Play. Capture 1 if the tide is high. Steal 1 instead. This could actually work really well with Monty Banks too. You capture 1 and then use Monty Banks to steal. I guess that wouldn't make any sense though, because why would you capture 1 and then use it to steal when you could just steal 2, or reap for 1 and steal 1? Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, Creative Nature artifact. It's a power. Omni, destroy Creative Nature. If you do, you choose a creature for the remainder of the turn. That creature gains Skirmish and Assault X. X is its power. So, yeah, you're just going to be able to make a creature really, really strong and be able to take out most things. Works really well with Armor Drone because it's Omni. You can trigger it on your Logos turn. Any other good sort of fight effects that you'd want to keep around? I mean, Francis is okay. Gas Pipes Malone is probably pretty good. Cool. Lupo the Scarred is a skirmisher with 6 power. Play, deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. We know Lupo. Ambermancy. It's got an Amber Pip on it. Play, remove up to 3 +1 power counters from a creature. Gain 1 for each counter removed in this way. Let's hope we have some power counters to play around with there. Instrument of Silence. This creature gains skirmish and fight, gain 1. That could be really good with our Armor Drone. So he can fight, gain 1 and steal 1. And he's got skirmish. That's pretty cool. Goes well with Lupo as well. And Gas Pipes Malone. Some pretty good choices for Instrument of Silence here. Assert Dominance. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature gains skirmish. Ready and fight with that creature. Again, Armor Drone. Solid. It's 2 of those. Okay. Really want to keep that Armor Drone alive. Deepwater Gruin is a 5 power creature with 2 Amber Pips on it. Play, reap at the tide is low. Your opponent gains 1. Let's see a Key Frog. Flumph is a skirmisher. We know Flumph. Give those power counters. So this will help us with the 2 +1 power counters will help us out with Ambermancy. Persistence Hunting. Good. A little bit of board control. Exhaust those creatures on your opponent's side. Fitness. Give each friendly creature a +1 power counter. Again, this will help you with that Ambermancy. Way of the Pixie. This creature gains reap. Gain 1. And Witch of the Dawn. All right. Return pile to your hand. Definitely goes well with the Gruin. Get that Gruin back. And get that extra amber in your hand. Lupo could be pretty good too. Sea Urchin, even though you have to follow up on your next turn, still works pretty well. All right, let's quickly look at what we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pips in the deck. You know, that's a little bit low, so you're definitely going to need to do some reaping. I mean, not a ton of creatures to reap with. Bit of stealing in here that could do you some good. The ship is pretty neat. Submersive Principle slows your opponent down. Board control is quite good between Final Analysis and Bouncing Death Quark. Library card I don't think goes off for too much because you don't have like a way to random archive or to draw during your Logos turn. Yeah. Look at Amber control. Overall, none in Untamed, as is typical for this set. It seems like Untamed just doesn't have Amber control. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these are kind of like, I don't know if I count 5, 6. I don't know. That counts for a good bit. Information exchange. Okay, so, and then the key cost control. So it's and this one too. It's pretty good Amber control. Pretty good board control. Yeah. Its gain is a little bit low. The Amber gain is a little bit low, but it looks fun. Yeah, interesting board deck. The Untamed is really interesting. If you can keep Armor Drone safe, you could get a lot done with it, but there's no like, I mean, you can ward it with old EGAD kind of slowly. Can get there. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one. We'll see how it plays. All right. Last two. I only have two. Wow, that's crazy that my groundbreaking discovery. So wild. How weird is that? What are the chances? All right. Dun, dun, dun. A second evil twin. That's very excited. Very exciting. Very exciting. Evil twin of Ginsar the Miscreant. Okay, so if this is the evil twin of the Miscreant, is this the good one? That's a little confusing. More Sanctum. Fortunate. The Sanctum evil twins are less good than the other their counterparts. Shadows. Huh. That's weird. How crazy is it that my groundbreaking discovery is either in this deck as a Maverick or in the last deck that I'm going to open? That's weird. All right, let's see what we got. If you Maverick a creature from another house and your evil twin Maverick in as a evil twin, probably, right? Probably. That's cool. We'll have to see how that when that comes up. All right, Gray Augur evil twin is a 3-power 1 armor creature with each of Gray Augur's neighbors gains Reap, gain 1, and Exalt this creature. Okay. I don't. Okay. That's interesting. We'll see how that works for us. Another Urian. Why? Urian the Circumspect Evil Twin is a creature with Reap. Your opponent loses 1 amber, or loses amber equal to Urian the Circumspect's armor. Sad days. Barrister Joya is an excellent card. 5-power 1 armor. Enemy creatures cannot reap. Honor or Glory. Play. Choose 1. Deal 3 damage to each flank creature. Deal 3 damage to each creature not on a flank. Pretty neat. I like the choice. I like it. Red Hand Registry. This is a very fun card. After Amber is stolen from you, your opponent skips the Forge a Key step on their next turn. That is really neat. Very strong. Really discourages your opponent from stealing. We did a card talk episode on this one that I really enjoyed. So, yeah, check that one out. Okay. On to Bulwark. We know Bulwark. Cleansing Wave. Hopefully we have some mass damaging out of shadows or something to take advantage of that. Salvador. 4-power, 2 armor, and with the 2 capture enhancements. A second one of those. Okay. 3. This is not a card you want 5 of in your deck. This is... Let's not get 5 of these. Okay. Grand Melee. Destroy each creature that does not share a house with at least one of its neighbors. Cool. Strange Ordination. 3 Amber Pips on it. Play only if the tide is high. Oops. Hey, all right. Here is what I'm talking about. This is objectively better than the original. 1 power, play, capture 2 if the tide is high, steal 2 instead. Happily change the poison for extra steal. This one came with a capture pip on it. 2. This is a creature that if you have 5 of in your deck, you will be very happy. I will be very happy to have 5 of these. So I'm going to lose my mind as I flip over 5 here. 3. Okay. We're making up for the spoils of battle. Come on. Come on, 4. Oh, okay. All right. That's fine. Easy marks. Exalt each damaged enemy creature. Very cool. That's a good one. But again, we really want to have... we really want to have some mass damage. Hopefully Kerwallop. Kerwallop would be incredible here. Kerwallop, easy marks, cleansing wave on your next turn. Wild. That would be so good. Crazy burst. Booby trap. Booby trap will do it, not booty trap. I'm getting a little tired, everybody. Booby trap will do it. Oh no, my booty. Okay, this one's got a capture pip on it, and it'll do that damage and make easy marks viable for you. Borrow with a capture pip on it. Excellent. Hard R. This deck's looking pretty solid. This Shadows is really good. Lil Nif, 2 power, Omega, deploy elusive after a neighbor of Lil Nif fights, steal 1. Do we have anything in here that's going to fight yet? What do we have? Salvadors. A couple Salvadors could do it. Bulwark. Bulwark's going to be happy to be next to a Lil Nif. Oh, Honor or Glory. I didn't even realize. I totally missed. I am really... 12 is a lot of decks, friends. Honor or Glory and Cleansing Wave. That's a combo for you. That'll do it. That'll get you some amber. Nice. Okay, yeah, this is looking solid. And Honor or Glory, if you have your 3 Salvadors in the middle and you hit Honor or Glory, that's 3 damage each, right? Your Salvadors have 2 armor, so they're going to take 1, and then you hit the Cleansing Wave. You get 1 off of each of them, and they're fully healed. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, okay, this is looking really solid. Safer Sorry, yes! Yes, I was hoping to see this with my 3 sea urchins. That is so good. That is so good. Okay, Safer Sorry, this one got a capture pip. It says, play, choose 1, archive any number of friendly creatures from play, or choose a creature, deal 1 damage to it for each amber your opponent has. That's so good. Just capture, play 3 sea urchins and then put them into your archive. Wild. That's 6 amber, and then you can do it again if they all come out at the same time, right? Okay. But at least you'll be able to get 1. With 3 sea urchins, you'll at least be able to get 1. That is so good. Okay, Flying Spectre. I like this one. Got a capture pip on it. After your opponent raises the tide, destroy the flying and steal 1 if the tide is high. Very good card. Really encourages your opponent to take the chains. It's here! Wow, Kerwallop. Okay, this deck is fire. Whoa, cool. Okay, deal 1 damage to each creature. Gain 1 for each creature destroyed this way. Okay, so you Kerwallop. You blow up your sea urchins. That's 3 amber. I mean, if they're all out. We're being very hypothetical here. You hit a bunch of creatures on your opponent's side. It's not going to do anything to your Sanctum creatures because they all have armor. But presumably you have some creatures in Untamed that get hit too. Then you easy marks. Load up your opponents with those creatures with those amber. Booby trap. You could take them out now, or you wait until you drop the Cleansing Wave and just get a huge burst. That is some really good synergy there. This is a strong deck. I'm really excited. Mug. Great. Amber pip on it. Move 1 amber from this creature to your pool. Deal 2 damage to that creature. There's a lot of capturing, right? So you can put it onto some of your bigger creatures. The damage won't do anything. Or it'll, support your Cleansing Wave later. And yeah, that's pretty solid. Seeker Needle, cool. Pairs with the Easy Marks, pairs with the Kerwallop, pairs with Urchin really well. I love it. This deck is fire. All right. Cool. On to Untamed. Wow. Untamed is got washed away. This is an action. It got a capture pip like every other freaking card in this deck. Play if the tide is high, destroy each artifact. Otherwise, raise the tide. Probably more often going to want to raise the tide with this one. I've got some artifacts that I like. The Red Hand Registry. Oh, man, this deck is great. This is so cool. The Borrow is going to help you, get your opponent's artifacts. Flying Spectre you want. Seeker Needle you want. Yeah, wow. I think the only thing so far that I haven't seen is board control. So let's hope. I mean, there's some stuff. Let's hope we see Grand Melee is okay. Yeah, really hope to see and Honor or Glory. It's also actually pretty good. So hopefully we see some more, maybe like an infighting in here. That would be great. Yeah, this is probably more often going to be used to raise the tide. Beach Day, return a creature to its owner's hand. If the tide is high, gain 1. You could get your Urchin back in your hand, play it again. That's pretty great. That's definitely worth it. A second one of those. Very cool. Let's hope we see like a Witch of the Dawn or something. That would be great. Kongafont. Each creature gains Reap. Destroy this creature. Solid card. Waste Not. Oh my gosh. This deck is awesome. Oh my gosh. Waste Not has an Amber Pip. It's an action. Destroy a friendly creature. Draw cards equal to half that creature's power. Rounding up. Wow. Okay, so not a ton of big creatures so far. We've got like 3 that are 5 power. Happy to hit Kongafont with that. Let's hope we get some of those power counter boost cards, or like a Mushroom Man or something. All tied up. Play if the tide is high, gain 1. Otherwise, raise the tide. That's great. That goes really well with Washed Away because you can either you can play them in either order and then raise the tide and then get the advantage that is appropriate at that moment. Deepwater Gruin. Oh my gosh. Deepwater Gruin with Beach Day. You got the 2 Amber Pips on Deepwater Gruin. You play it. You pick it back up with Beach Day. You play it again. You get 6 Amber in a turn on. Oh my gosh. This deck is wild. This deck is wild. I should say Deepwater Gruin is a 5 power creature with 2 Amber Pips. Play / reap if the tide is low. Your opponent gains 1. I am speechless. Really hoping for Keyfrog here. Really hoping for a Keyfrog. Wild Burst. Finish it off with Keyfrog and infighting. That would be great. Floomph. So that's going to help you with Waste Not. 3 power, skirmish, fight. Give a beast creature 2/+1 power counters. So you can boost up your Gruin. You can boost up your, I think the Kongafont is a beast. Yeah. Boost up your Kongafont and get some extra draw off of Waste Not. 2 Floomps. Great. Really, really get that going. Yes! Infighting. Infighting is an action. Play. Each creature deals damage equal to its power to its right neighbor. So give you some control over the board here. Give a beast to creature 2/+1 power counters. So you can boost your opponent's power and make infighting more effective for you. So that's pretty neat. A second infighting. Very, very good. Very happy to see that. Yeah, really like solid board control. That's what this deck needed to really round it out, I think. Wow. Come on, Keyfrog. Milo B. All right, not bad. Not bad. Also more board control, so that's good to see. Wow. This deck is wild. Just insane burst. Plenty of good targets for Waste Not, with some boosting abilities with the Flume Fit's a little slow, but definitely possible. Yeah, artifact control, washed away, and we've got borrow. We've got lots of pinging damage. We've got board control in here. Tons of stealing, good amber control. Yeah, there's this one. So much capturing. Lots of neat combos to get. Huge burst potential. Yeah, good board control. Cleansing Wave. Red Hand Registry. Wow. Are there any like great reap effects that would make Augur like worth it? I mean, Urian, they lose one, so then it kind of equals out, right? I wouldn't call that a great reap effect, but yeah, not really. Not really. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, this deck is wild. I'm very excited to play it. I think I've gone over everything about it here. Yeah, good, just solid all around, and looks very, very fun. I cannot wait to play this one. Evil Twin of Ginsar, the Miscreant. Really looking forward to trying this one out. That is, wow. This is top of my list for sure. This is going to the top of the play pile. I will bring this to a stream later. All good, says Rick. I'm not sure why you're saying all good. I'm thinking because I was apologizing for being either exhausted or for the stream being way off. But here we go, last deck. Stoked. That's so crazy that it's the last deck that my groundbreaking discovery is going to be in. That's so wild. Well, we'll do it this way. Sorry, and Logos, obviously, because there's the groundbreaking discovery in here. Unfathomable. Great. Yori, the steadily miserly. Okay. All right, Yori. Let's get that groundbreaking discovery. Let's see it. Let's see it. Great deck indeed, right? Right? I'm just like, I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away by that one. Like, I'm feeling real good right now. All right. Put these over here. And here we go. Sloppy lab work. Is this a Maverick or a legacy? I didn't know this was in this set. Love sloppy lab work. Play, archive a card, discard a card from your hand. Great card. Good efficiency. Groundbreaking discovery. Archivist. Well, that goes well with sloppy lab work. Okay, cool. Let's see some more archiving. Let's see some big archiving plays in here. That would be great. Isotropic Core artifact. Each friendly creature gains hazardous 1. It's an odd one. It's got an amber pip. I'm really hoping that I get Mind Over Matter with Archivist. Mind Over Matter is the card that puts all creatures into their owner's archives. That could be really, really strong with the Archivist, because you can just say, like, okay, I'm going to pull all of my untamed creatures or whatever, dino creatures this turn, and your opponent is not going to be able to do that. So you'll be super efficient still, and they will not. A second one of these? Okay. That's not great. Nuevo Archaeologist, 4 power action, archive a card from your discard pile. Armadrone, 1 power, 3 armor, fight, steal 1. A second one of those. Edai, 4x4, play, archive a card. Your opponent's keys cost +1 for each card you have in your archives. Okay, good. Goes really well with the Archivist because it makes it easier to pull cards you need from your archive and not just like throw out all of your key cost control. Information exchange with a capture pip on it. Phase shift. Excellent. A second phase shift. Real good. I like that. Get some efficiency in there. Go, go, go. Hard play. Each player loses 1. If the tide is high, each player loses half their amber instead. Round down the loss. Okay, we're on to dinos, and that's really weird because I guess that my groundbreaking discovery is going to be mavericked into a different house here. That'll be really strange. All right, Crassosaurus is 4 power, 2 armor, elusive. Play, capture 10 from any combination of players. Then, if Crassosaurus has fewer than 10 amber on it, purge Crassosaurus. Okay, this is the second one of these I've opened tonight. That's interesting. Good if there's some way to use or get rid of the amber on Crassosaurus. It is the submersive principle, so in theory you could capture a ton of their amber, hopefully most of it's theirs, and then when they get it back, then you hit the submersive principle, but we'll see how it works. Humble, well, that'll help. Exhaust a creature. If you do, move 3 amber from that creature to the common supply. Got a capture pip on it. That's pretty great. So you can capture, if you don't have any amber out, you can capture at least 1 and then get rid of it. Physicus Felix, 5 power, fight, play/fight. If the tide is high, you may exalt a creature. Not super impressed by this one. Not sure how that works. Maybe we've got like Berry Riches or something good. Cornicin Octavia, got a capture pip on it. 5 power, 1 armor, action, capture 2. Great. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, taunt while attacking Lapiosaurus. Enemy creatures gain before fight, exalt this creature. Real good with the Crassosaurus. Hide it back there. Vita, Magister Vita, play/reap. You may exalt a friendly non-siren creature. If you do, reap with it. Not a lot of good options here for that so far. We'll have to see what's in Unfathomable. Ostracize, lose 1 if you do purge a creature. Great. A second one, really good card. Very much worth it to get rid of your opponent's key creatures. Spoils of Battle. Friendly creature captures 1. Each creature with amber on it captures 1 from its opponent. Really strong. So I feel like this is going to be a deck where we archive or hold our submersive principle for a long time and wait until the opponent has just a massive pile of amber and then cut it in half. That seems like what's going to happen here. A second Spoils of Battle. Yeah, pips and creature counts are a lot less in DT, Rick. That is right, which is odd because you need one of those to get amber. You need one of those 2 things to get amber. Okay, are there 5 Spoils of Battles? Do I hear 5? I would be kind of sad if I had 2. Okay, that's good. 2 seems like a pretty decent number. 5 is a lot. Undegnathus, 12 power. While the tide is low, Undegnathus deals no damage when fighting. Good spot to keep piles of amber. Venator Altum, 7 power, 2 armor. After Venator Altum is dealt damage, if the tide is low, exalt Venator Altum. Okay, I believe we're on to Unfathomable now. We're starting off with the Echo Pearl. It's got an Amber Pip, Omni Destroy, Echo Pearl, Exhaust, Stun, and Enrage a creature. I like that one. You are not using this creature for a while. Frigorific Rod. Cool. Amber Pip on it. Got a capture on this one. Action, exhaust a creature or an artifact. Guiltspine Netcaster. Got 2 of those capture enhancements that it's brought into the deck here. It's a 2-power creature. Exhaust a creature. So this could work with the Vita. That's a reap effect that you would be okay to trigger. I mean, you're still putting an Amber onto it, so I don't know if it's quite worth it. Second one of those. Horrid Cyan, poisonous creature, 4-power beast. You could reap with that with the Vita, put an Amber on there. You could also just capture Amber onto there. It's just harder for your opponent to get it because of the poison. Maelstrom. Lots of Maelstrom decks tonight. Lots of capture in this deck, so I'm not sure how good Maelstrom is going to be here. I'm glad we don't have a second one. Photic Raider, 2-power, play capture 2 while the tide is high. Photic Raider gets +4 power. More capturing. Second one of those. They always seem to come in pairs. Portal, play if the tide is high. Archive Portal, otherwise raise the tide. Pretty good. Sink or swim action. Play, choose one. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand or exhaust a creature in each of its neighbors. Storm Surge. Your opponent cannot ready cards during their ready card step of their next turn. Really like that card. Second one of those. Okay. Sloppy is Legacy. Thank you. Yep, there it is. There it is. That's pretty cool. Okay. Not super sold on this deck. 2 Isotropic Core seems less than good. Your opponent's probably going to forget about it a bunch, and that'll hurt them. But yeah, it's just like the Logos looks fairly efficient. I wish there was some big archiving plays. Mind over Matter would be great. But then again, not necessarily in this deck because of all the capturing we have. Crassiosaurus and other capturing, but not a ton of ways to use or get rid of the Amber on the creatures. The big sort of creature control elements here are yeah, I mean, Maelstrom is like the biggest one, and that's just not good. You've got Cyan for some spot removal. Some disruption in Untamed or Unfathomable. Some decent disruption, but I feel like it's just going to slow things down. Yeah, good removal, spot removal with Ostracize, but yeah, like I said, I think you capture a lot and then try to cut it in half. Cut your opponent's Amber in half when the time is right with the Submersive Principle. But it seems pretty tricky. Do a quick count on Amber Pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not a ton. Not a ton of Amber Pips here. And creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yikes. That's getting all over. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 creatures. It is going to be easy to capture a lot with the 2 Spoils of Battle. There's already a ton of capturing in the deck. So Spoils of Battle will really go big. You'll be able to get a lot of capturing done there, but you're just relying on the one Submersive Principle to kind of actually cut that Amber out. So you kind of have to like rush in and like get your keys done first, and there's just not a ton of burst in this deck. So Yori, the steadily miserly. Interesting deck. Not super sold on it, but we'll see how it goes. And that's it. That is all. Took me 3 hours. Took 3 hours. 15 minutes a deck is about what I was averaging. Surprisingly hard to get it done faster than that. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But I do want to say thanks to all of you so much for watching. This has been really enjoyable, even if it's been a bit of a challenge. Got some really great decks. Really looking forward to the Evil Twin one. That should be very fun. I will definitely be streaming some games with that one. So once again, thanks so much to everybody for watching. Azadenke and Rick, thanks for the comments. Thanks for sticking around with me. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and like and subscribe if you have not already. I'm Brobnar89. This is Cull the Weak. If this is successful, I might do some more of these. We'll see how the response is, but I definitely